Hello, and thank you for joining us this fine evening where, if you have seen me before suffer at the hands of Ivan Van Norman while playing Outbreak Undead, now it is I who control the zombies.
Oh God, help us all.
That is true. No, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's gonna be fine. First, let us introduce players here. I will allow you to introduce yourselves. I'm not sure what order you may be on the screen on Twitch, so I will point you out in the order in which you are on my screen. Starting with the delightfully pink Becca Scott.
Oh gosh, you know what? I've been sitting here for an hour messing with my lights, and it turns out I'm just pink. Hi, I'm Becca Scott, and well, that's all you need to know about me. I'm going to use my expertise in dodgeball in this game. That's all that I can tell you. I don't know how or when or
Valid.
why. I'm happy to be here.
Throwing rocks, that would count in like getting out of the way of throwing rocks. You know,
I mean, dodgeball skills are life skills. Also, just want to say hello, everyone. Really grateful to be here spending time with friends. It's been a stressful time, and I just love you all and glad to be here. Okay.
It's been a time. It's been a moment.
Time.
Mm-hmm.
It will continue to be a time.
Yes, it will never not be a time ever again, actually. But I'll save that for when I say who I am. Trish.
Hi, I'm Trisha Hirschberger. Nice to see all my good friends. So happy to be here, echoing what Becca said. It's so nice to see friendly faces and be here with you guys. And I have no idea how this system works. So I'm going to be learning it on the fly as we go. And I love that we're playing ourselves, because I always joke that in the zombie apocalypse, I'd be one of the first to go, because I would just like fetal position under a table and cry until someone ate me. So here we go.
Wait a minute. Are all three of you describing yourselves that way?
I'm going to say that was Xander's backstory almost verbatim, and it worked out fine for Band-Aids. So yeah, no, don't worry about it.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Did you just say my name?
I did.
Hi. Hi, everybody. I'm Anjali. For those of you who don't know me, for those of you who do, I am so excited to be doing this with these lovely humans. I'm a little scared as to what happens when Dave is not on my side. A little afraid of that, not gonna lie. But I am essentially playing myself. However, I am going to be playing myself as if I had pursued another one of my dream careers, which I had been interested in many years ago, which is that of a professional rock climber.
You know, let's be honest.
Not
there's
too
still
late,
time.
girl.
Yeah, there's still time. Yeah, you could be.
Oh no, trust me. I'm gonna live. I'm already working on aging backwards right now. It seems to be going okay. At 120, I feel pretty good. But you know, I'm still small, and I'm still bendy, and I'm still spry. It's happening. It's happening. I've been working out.
You fill my heart.
That's true.
I got these guns, you guys.
The gun show's coming out. Do you have a permit for those guns?
I have to admit that I am going to have to change my top because it's 900 degrees in here, and I didn't really think about that. Oops.
First,
I'm done with sleeves.
I was about to say, I'm like, what's that I hear? Subs going up to the Hunters Entertainment Twitch. That's weird. It's just, it was that fast. It was that fast. Yeah.
We'll have to rip it off to make a tourniquet sometime soon anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I brought this, I really did bring this in honor of Alcuin. Because
for Hood Watch?
Someone's got to be on Hood Watch.
Hood Watch returns. Hood Watch returns. Yes.
And I gotta say, since there are 4 women playing this game and a fucking black man GMing this game, if we could not write our story like a white man wrote it, that would be fucking great. So let's leave the titties intact, armored, and covered, and let's use tourniquets with materials that make sense and don't come off our body and keep us from protecting us from the elements.
We're gonna clap for that. We're gonna clap for that.
Although I will use my titties to break a fall any day of the week, because I've done so before, and it's a much success.
That's a pro rock climber skill that you got there. That's a pro tip.
It is a pro rock climber
cushion.
Legit is.
Last but certainly not least, Havana.
Hello. Hi, I'm Havana. I stream full-time on Twitch, twitch.tv/Vanna, VANA. And sometimes I do stuff on YouTube if I somehow out of the ether pull energy out of my ass.
You do great stuff on YouTube.
Once a year, every Christmas.
Every
I release one part of my 64-part playthrough. And I do tabletop RPG stuff, mostly over at Saving Throw Show. I'm on a 5th edition show every week called Pirates of Salt Bay that is jammed by Abria Iyengar and has Terry Gamble and mostly Eric Reichert. And we got Nega Oryx, if you're familiar with her as well. And that's 8 p.m. PST every Tuesday. Tuesday, Saving Throw Show. And yeah, defund the police.
Defund the police, mother.
B. Dave Walters, which I would say 2 things. One, I say words about things. I'm somewhere 7 days a week. Go to Twitter. You can find where I am doing stuff. And I will say, lucky for you, hopefully, Havana, we are running an adventure tonight that I myself wrote, a module that I wrote for Outbreak Undead called A City Under One Roof.
You remember every word of it?
Not at all. So that was my
we
follow-up
can be
point.
sure a white man did not write it, so that's what I'm worried about.
This one time. I also will say 2 things. One, no, I do not remember what all I put in my own module. 2, it has been some time since I've played Outbreak Undead, and if you're familiar with this system, it is an incredibly crunchy system. It is pretty complicated is the wrong word because that has a negative connotation. The point behind this system in particular is to simulate the real world, to simulate life. So this isn't a game where you say, I jump over the table and then I do a somersault and then I come up and I shoot him in the face. Because as hard as that is for you to actually do is how hard it is to do in this game. So
what if I acted out for you in this room?
I would give you advantage on that. Advantage is not a mechanic in this system, but you would get it if you actually tumble over. Also, please don't shoot Mr. Becca in the face tonight. Tonight. I'm like, save it for a fundraiser. There's a donation tier. There's a donation.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. And then they have to pay to give him a dodge. Like, trust me. Like we could package this. So that being said, yes, we are playing Outbreak Undead. But there may be times where, quite frankly, I hand wave some things or simplify some things or just tell them a role to give me just to keep things moving because, quite frankly, we only have 3 hours. Now, that being said, I would be remiss if I did not point out to you, dear viewer, dear people of the internet, it has been a rough week. And thank you all for your support. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for saying Black Lives Matter, because they do. I understand that this is tiring, that this can be exhausting. You are within your rights to take a break, to think about something else, to take a deep breath, play some video games, go watch a movie, watch a TV show, do something you love, and then get back in the fight. Because some of us don't have the luxury to completely opt out of it ever. So we're going to have some fun tonight. We're absolutely going to have some fun tonight. Tomorrow, the sun's going to shine and the world will keep moving. Just keep speaking the truth at all times and all places. And the fight continues, especially in November. Now, that being said, allow us to transition into an oddly preferable world of a zombie outbreak.
Sorry, I giggled like a creepy baby. I'm so sorry I did that.
It's where we are, man. It's where we are.
I just got so excited.
Again, I really need to impress upon all of you before we dive into the story properly that this game is not Dungeons and Dragons. If you are in danger, think about just like in real life, running is a viable option. Fighting should really be something you try and do if you don't have another means of escape, because the infected are incredibly strong and the infection is transmitted via bites, just like in most zombie horror settings that you're familiar with. So while yes, be brave, be heroic, understand toe-to-toe fights do not and will never be in your favor over the course of this game. This setting that we're also playing here is roughly about 6 months after the beginning of the outbreak. California is finally beginning to be overrun, and it has become apparent to literally everyone that something is really wrong and people are trying to flee, but it is not exactly clear where it is that you can go that is safe, since it seems like the infection is spreading all over the world. You four, being friends from way back, remembered that you had access to someone's boat, a maybe a dad, maybe a family friend, maybe you broke into the marina and hotwired one. But either way, you all came up with the idea that you would hop on a boat and make your way up the coast and try and find a safe place to ride all of this out. Particularly, let me give you my own little flavor text here, which again is weird that I wrote it.
I love it.
It all started out so simply. Get on the boat and head north farther than those things can follow. Sailing to Alaska in September was always a risk, but no one could have known a blizzard like this would bear down on us. Now we're pulling into Whittier, Alaska, and an ex-military installation turned city where everyone lives under one roof to dig in and wait it out. If the locals here know anything, it's how to survive, right? So we find ourselves sailing up the coast. The four of you making your way along, seeing out as you look out from the boat. You can see the shore is just a few hundred yards away in the idyllic Canadian wilderness. It's difficult to know if are you in Canada, are you in Alaska yet? A lot of your GPS stuff has already become somewhat unstable as the technological infrastructure is beginning to collapse. But you realize based on how far you've been sailing, and I'm sure one of you had the foresight to maybe bring a map, that you're probably not too far away from Alaska as you sail along the edge of Canada. And as you find yourself here in this boat, the crisp September air blowing, the spray of the ocean hitting you and getting increasingly chilly as you make your way north, what are the four of you doing?
I am not compulsively, but like very systematically going through all of the items, like taking out all of the items in my pack and putting them back in, and taking them out to make sure I have everything I have, and then putting them back in.
Anjali, same stuff you just pulled out is in there.
I just want to make sure.
Is anybody else on this sailboat with us, or did we learn to sail?
It is just the four of you, at least to the best of your ability. You sure hope you learn to sail.
All right. Well, I am helping to work the sails, and I think somebody else is on the little turny wheel.
Yeah, I'll be the one on the turny wheel.
Is this one?
Gotcha, Becca.
I'm gonna pull this one because the wind feels like it's going that. I'm just gonna let's try and see if it works.
Sure.
I'm trying to help navigate.
You guys are doing a great job.
Part of the reason why you all chose to stay along the coast was you watched your fair share of YouTube tutorials when you still had internet access, and even managed to liberate a book on sailing from one of the bookstores before it burned to the ground. But it has been slow and complicated going, where you're like, wait, a mizzen mast is real? Like, hoist the mizzen mast. You all are about 2, maybe 3 days into your voyage. It's about 9 a.m. You've been through another chilly night, but you were able to huddle down below in the quarters, keeping each other warm and making it through yet another night. And so far, so good.
Anjali, do you have deodorant in that bag?
Feel like that is just not something that we need to be worried about right now, Becca.
I'm very worried. I smell horrible.
I mean, we all stink. Let's just be real.
Yeah, but actually, I'm not smelling you every second. Definitely smelling myself every second.
Yeah. Maybe our stink will like fend off danger.
Actually, I gotta be honest with you. If it's anything like any other kind of animal, it does the opposite.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, my dog likes to rub his face.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, not again. She's going in the ocean.
I love
again.
you. I'm gonna jump in.
You all give me a spot listen check. So let me explain to you how things work in this game. You are rolling percentile dice, so 2 10-siders, and your goal is to get under your skill number. So for every 10% under your skill you get 1 success. And this is from the first percent. So let's just say you have a 50% chance of doing something. Even if you roll a 49, that's 1 success. But if you roll a 41, that's still 1 success. After that, it is every 10%. And this can be good or this can be bad. So you can either gain successes. If you roll over your skill, you gain failures.
Uh-oh. Okay.
How many failures are we talking?
There's a max of 5 successes or a max of 5 failures.
Okay, then 5.
Yeah, I think I got 5.
I rolled a 91 on a
You
33.
both got 5 failures.
So you both got 5 failures.
I got
I have
87.
I have
1
two
success.
degrees of success.
2 success for Anjali, 1. So you guys have a combined 7 degrees of failure.
I'm audibly weeping out loud about my dog not knowing if he's okay.
I'm throwing up.
Oh,
I'm
it's
still
worse than
throwing
that.
up.
And
It's
we're
worse
just-
than that. As Becca makes her way to the side, weeping about her dog, the roiling waves catch you, Havana, and you turn and inadvertently throw up on Becca's hand. And she screams, and the two of you go tumbling down into the back of the boat.
Stop! Get it over me.
Sorry, I'm
Take your
very
puke
sensitive
back.
to anything like emotions or movement or anything right now is just going to
Hold
set me
this.
off. So
Hold between your thumb and first finger and squeeze it and stop puking on us, Vanna.
if you would just help me clean out the bucket, this would not be an issue.
Throw it overboard.
While these
I
people
can't
are freaking out-
stand up.
While
What'd you
these
say,
people are
Ange?
freaking out, B-Dave, I'm looking out over the side of the boat at the mainland.
Way off in the distance. And awful, by the way, now, Becca and Havana both reek of the smell of vomit now.
I
You
already
can catch
smell
them.
terrible, Vanna. This is a sensitive thing for me. I like to smell good.
You used to like to smell good. That's not pertinent anymore.
You're not
Let me-
pertinent.
Let me
Oh,
tell you
This
something.
is pertinent.
Something else about this game and the way it works. These degrees of failure and success, it is not just you do it or you don't do it. Your benefits and also your consequences can go way beyond whatever you rolled for. You also can pool them collectively. In this case, you all didn't have enough successes, but if the opposite had been true, if you'd had 10 successes and 3 failures, you all could have offset that. So you
Right.
very much can cover each other in these circumstances. Anjali, it is hard to concentrate with them arguing and tussling and quite frankly, the stench now. But off in the distance, you make out another boat that's comparable to the size of yours, and it is absolutely heading your direction. You all are heading north. It's coming south.
Trish, do we want
I
to?
can't see it. Can I see anything on the boat? Can I see anyone? Anything? Nothing?
You had 2 successes, correct?
Correct.
2 degrees of success. Sorry, to use the
Correct,
correct
yes.
parlance. No, it's a boat. Same thing, Trish. When Anjali's like, you're sort of like looking back towards them, but when she's like, oh, there, you're like, maybe. You're like, isn't that rocks? I don't know.
I'm just gonna turn back to the ladies and be, ladies, get your shit together. Wipe yourselves off. Something's coming.
What do you think that is?
It's moving, whatever it is. So I'm gonna guess a boat, a buoy. I don't know. It's coming. It's in the water and it's on its way to us, and I don't like it.
Yeah,
Maybe they're gonna help us. It's probably
Yeah,
obvious we don't know.
I think we should try and sail up. Let's just go straight west to get around them, and then we'll come back to the shoreline. I'm going to try and pull the sails that way. I still haven't really gotten a hold of, which way is which until I do it.
That's okay. Someone made a decision. Let's do it.
Anjali, you're about to say something?
Nope, she made a decision. Let's do it. I'm just watching, and I know what I have in my pack.
All
Okay.
right.
So I'm turning the wheel to the west, as Becca said.
And is this way?
Do any of you have any ranks in piloting, which is an expert skill?
I do. I have 7%.
Then you can roll it. So,
Oh,
but this,
yeah, I got that too.
so what this means is just because it is a very low skill, because it is an expert skill, it doesn't mean if you roll above it that you're just like derp rocks. You may still succeed. It may just take longer, or like you may have some unintended consequence. So give it a shot there, Anjali.
Fuck yeah! I rolled a 6 and I have 7.
What?
Becca, as you're there fumbling with things, you see Anjali's like, no, the book said counterclockwise.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
The sail does begin to shift slightly, and you see the boat does begin to turn, but you also see this other boat is now clear enough to see that it is like a sailing yacht, not sailing yacht, a fishing yacht.
Okay.
And it is definitely turning and coming towards you.
Can we
So
see
as
anyone
you
on
all
the?
are turning, it's turning. I will give you another chance to spot listen now that it is closer and you're closer to it. So you all can spot listen again.
1 degree of success.
All right.
1 degree of failure by 2 tiny points.
2 degrees of success.
2 to success. All right. And Havana?
Yeah, that's 5 again.
5 degrees of failure.
Get some new dice.
Okay.
Anjali.
Yeah.
You're like, I think, and Becca's very much like, no, look, you said keep turning it. Do I keep turning it? And you're like, in the same thing, Trish, like you're trying to look, and Havana is like, I don't see any, and bumps into you again. She doesn't throw up on you this time. She makes it to the railing, but very much you're like, hey, oh my God. You kind of have to take a second to sort of collect yourself in. Still can't quite make it out. You can see it is close enough now, I will tell you, that you all notice that this boat is, again, about a comparable size as yours.
Do we see any humans on it?
Again, not the dice say you didn't. It's also possible that maybe they're just in the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
You all hear, come in over there. Can y'all hear me? Come on back now.
Oh, why didn't we think of this?
Yeah, I grab it.
Wait.
Roger, come in. This is the SS ladies party. Over.
Well, that sure is a weird call sign, but that's fine. Hey, I'm coming all up. This is me coming down from the north. I just wanted you to know when I was approaching, so nobody got too trigger happy. My name's Trapper. I just wanted to come and just see if y'all need any assistance and make sure you're going to find a safe harbor from the storm.
See, I told you somebody wants to help.
Trapper, tell us what storm?
Oh dear. You don't have any of your meteorological equipment functioning on board that vessel currently?
No.
We just don't know how to work it.
Oh my God.
I mean,
it's
true.
No, sir. It's during our travels. Unfortunately, some of it got damaged. Can you tell us about the storm?
I'm coming up, approaching rapidly. I will be there in, I estimate, about 4 minutes. Just hold your current course, and I will rendezvous with you shortly. You ladies sit tight. We're gonna get you somewhere safe and sound.
So, who hasn't talked on the radio? Because we should probably hide.
Yeah, Vanna and Trish, right? Both of you.
Right, they did not.
Yeah, I would let us play dumb cop, not as dumb cop. And,
okay, which one's dumb?
And you guys go ahead and head downstairs.
Okay, that's a good plan.
Guys, I didn't think of a better name for our ship. I don't know. Do we have a name?
Becca,
we sound like games. We sound like a fucking bachelorette party at this point.
Right. Like, Becca, you played enough video games. You disguise your voice on chat. Come on, dude.
I never turn on the chat function. He seems nice.
So Trish and Havana, you guys are going to go below deck while Anjali and Becca remain aboard. Remain up. Within a few moments, you see it approaching. Again, as the ship gets closer, it's old. It is old and very well worn. It looks like what you would imagine an Alaskan fishing boat probably looks like a freaking Gordon's Fisherman commercial. And not soon after, a grandfatherly man wearing a heavy gray rain slicker sort of comes around the corner. And he does have a rifle slung on his back, but he doesn't have it out or anything. And he leans out and he's like, oh, ahoy, 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 ahoy.
I reach for the hammer that I have in the back of my waistband. Just make sure it's still there.
Ahoy, Trapper.
Hammer.
Yeah.
Becca, when you reach for it, it's not.
What?
Yo.
Anjali, where's my... Did you see my hammer when you were going through everything in the cabin over?
Dude, chances are when you fell down, it's somewhere in your pool of vomit over there with Vanna's shit.
That's not my vomit. I don't vomit.
Wait, sweetheart, pay attention. Stay alert. I don't know. We don't know this guy. Stay alert, okay? Trapper.
Yeah. Hello, ladies party. Oh, it's a good thing that you still found a way to find some joy out here during these dark times.
Yeah. So there's a storm coming. There's a storm coming. There's a storm on the way.
He's like, indeed there is. Indeed there is. If you look out, and he points out in the ocean, and to you guys, you're like, cloudy day, you know?
What are you going to do about the storm? I'm trying to be intimidating.
He's like, oh, no, never too safe. All right, hold on a second here. I tell you what, you there, he points at you, Anjali. He's like, what's your name, miss?
Anjali.
He's like, I understand these are difficult times. Rustlers come in many forms. I mean, who knows? You all might be trying to pull a okey doke on me. So this is what I'm going to do. And he walks right over to the prow of the boat. You know, he cuts the engine, sort of slows down. It's sort of like, you know, idly moving. It is slowly inching past because you guys are moving in different directions. But I mean, it's fairly even. Down below, you all can hear this, by the way, because he's like yelling to be heard over the wind. He's like, this is what I'm going to do, ma'am. I'm going to stand right here on the bow of my ship. I'm going to allow you to go look in my cabin in there, and you can see my weather tracker. You're going to see what I'm trying to tell you. And this fine lady over here, keep an eye on me. If anybody does anything hanky, she give you a holler.
I'm going to sling my pack over my shoulder, and I'm going to tell Becca, keep an eye on me. And if you need to, turn the boat around. Okay?
Are you sure you want to? You don't have to go. I think we have a tracker. We just don't know how to use it.
We don't have time. Let's just go.
Okay. Do I see my hammer on the ground where I fell? Can I grab it real quick?
You could go, but if you go to the back of the boat to look for it, you will take eyes off him.
Yeah, I just don't have any. I feel like I need a thing. Okay.
Use your yoga, Becca.
Oh, yeah. I'll use my yoga.
This is from down below.
I start making stances at him.
Right.
Do a handstand on him.
Literally practiced earlier today.
Do you hop across?
Yeah, I hop across.
Okay. Again, it's, you know, a little unstable, but it's easy. He's like, all right, you just make your way right back around there. You're going to see what I told you is true.
Hands up, please. Keep them up.
And I go and I look.
Inside, it does look, again, it stinks heavily of fish. All back here. But sure enough, on the panel of this rickety old boat, there are dials in machinery that you do have similar things on board your boat, and you do not know how to work them. But sure enough, you know what radar looks like.
Yeah.
And there is the little Doppler that is spinning, and there's a little two little dots. That's you. Mm-hmm. And just a little further west, just a mass. It is like takes up the whole side of it, basically.
Gotcha. Trapper, where are you headed? I come on out and I said, Trapper, where are you headed for shelter?
He's like, well, if you all head just a little bit further north, you can find the city of Whittier. I'm just going up and down the coast looking for any of my fishing brethren before I put back in there myself.
You city, witty, it rhymes.
Trapper. I'm going to ask.
Ma'am, you know, this is a dangerous time. You should not be partaking in recreational substances, even out here on your party. You know, you need your wits about you on the high sea. You could slip and fall, and you can meet your death in that water.
Oh, yeah. No, this is just, that's just how I am.
Trapper. That's just her all the time. That's how she keeps us sane, is by staying light.
Well, that is useful to hold on to some joy in these dark times. Yeah, you can't miss it. It's a big old building up there. You just make it a little further up the coast, maybe another half hour to 45 minutes. But as you hope, I hope you saw in there, Anjali, that you don't have long till that storm makes landfall, and you are not going to want to be outside when that happens. That looks like a blizzard to end blizzards.
Ask you one question, Trapper. I don't know what kind of a fishing vessel you are. I don't know if you're a crab vessel or a salmon trawler or whatever. Do you have anything small, harpoon like anything like that we can use?
Ask him about food. I guess I could ask.
Give me diplomacy if you're just asking for his goodwill, or barter if you're offering to trade him something. Anjali.
So here's the thing. On my sheet, it's a starred skill check. So I don't know what I'm rolling against.
So sorry.
Do you have any numbers in that skill?
There's no number there.
So diplomacy has subsections. Is that what you're looking at?
Oh, got it. Yeah, there we go. So it would be either persuade or I see. How about persuade?
Yeah, if that's what you got.
Yeah, that's what I got. 1 degree of success.
He looks at you and he's like, y'all ain't got no way to defend yourselves out here?
I mean, we had a hammer.
We have some hand-to-hand. We've got some close range stuff, but I don't trust being in a boat.
Oh, Lord Trapper. Oh, okay. All right. My mama wouldn't forgive me if I just left you out here defenseless. And he's like, and he just like points down, like, I'm gonna.
Yep.
And he reaches down in his boot. He's got like a heavy galoshes, and he pulls out like an old snub-nosed 38.
Excellent.
And he he clicks it open, and he's all like, now I'm just letting you borrow this till I get back to Whittier and see you safe. You're gonna return it to me, right?
100%, Trapper. You have my word.
How many bullets in there, Trapper?
He clicks it open, and he's like, only 3. Make them count.
What happened to the other 3?
But there's 4 of us.
Do you want?
Wait, whoa, Vanna, that's not what we're gonna do with it. It's gonna make it to Whittier. It's gonna be fine.
When you say we owe you, he looks over towards, the boat where you heard Havana's voice come from, and he's all like, you girls are sharp. It was right of you to hide. And he comes over and he turns he's like, you know how to use this safety right here, point click. You don't pull the trigger, you squeeze the trigger, you follow through. You understand that? Anybody ever taught you shoot, girl?
This ain't my first rodeo.
I shot a gun once in a field.
And he does hand it to you.
Okay.
He's like, did y'all happen to notice anybody else as you're making your way up here?
I didn't see anyone. I don't think so. No. It's been a little while since
we were a little preoccupied with sales and how they work.
He's like, well, all right. I'm if it's all the same, I still gotta make a quick loop out there. I know where some of these old boys drop anchor, and sometimes you gotta know where to look. So, but yeah, you and he helps you back across if you let him, Anjali.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back to the he helps because
just to give him the peace of mind, because I can tell this guy's like this. He's a mensch, so I can do it. I know I can do it, but it's gonna make him feel good.
And it does. And he's like, all right, like I say, so you just right up the coast right there. You keep the rocks on your right. You can't miss it. Okay. And it's going to be a big old building. That's how you're going to know you made it to Whittier.
Thanks, Trapper.
Do you have any way we can keep in touch with you? Make sure you're still good.
I've got your code on the communicator.
You do have the frequency he was broadcasting on. He's all like, no, I tell you, ain't no storm gonna sink this old dog. You just make sure y'all get in there and you get somewhere with your head tucked down. I'll be all right. I'll be along.
Thanks for your help, Trapper.
Yeah. He's like, no, but don't dawdle. Get on in there. You ain't got long.
Let's go.
And basically the moment you're back across, he just like waves and he's all like, hopefully you enjoyed the rest of your girl party. He very much like yells in the direction of the cabin.
We're not going to call it that anymore. That was a mistake.
The engine kind of kicks back in and he putters on.
Well, that was lucky.
One of the most important things out here, right, is reputation. So you can't do this weird bachelorette theme. That's
what do you want to call it? We didn't have a name.
I don't know. We should be called like Cobra Killers or something like
that.
Yes.
Done. That's way better than girl party. What'd I say?
Totally gonna turn what Anjali would do in real life and be like, listen, I don't know if you guys realize, but there's some bad shit going on in the world. And as much as I want to stay light with the rest of us, we gotta pay attention because we're gonna die out here.
Yeah, totally. We're so lucky.
This is not a place for us to be doing comedy. Life is fun, but let's get ourselves somewhere safe, okay?
Yeah, we're so lucky that guy was nice.
Let's get the boat to land.
Anjali, I will give you is essentially an extended skill check from your success that you got before, you know, where you kind of kicked it west, you know, you're able to sort of like line it back up straight north, and head on up. As you guys do keep sailing, as Trapper told you, about 30 to 45 minutes away, you do see a large building kind of appear on the horizon. Just one. It's actually kind of conspicuous because, you know, this kind of pristine wilderness in like a skyscraper. One.
Huh. You know, I actually heard about this city once in a play, something on NPR.
What'd you hear?
Yeah.
Well, I
Is this the
remember
place with that tunnel where like the tundra is melting and it smells horrible?
No, it's just it's just literally like a city under one roof. I was coming up here for a climbing trip.
Wait, what? Everyone lives in one building?
Can I burn a gestalt for some of my climbing knowledge about this area?
No, I'll give it to you because the real Anjali knew, which OOC, that very NPR story, is what inspired this module. So I will let you know whatever you really know.
Well, that's not much. That's the problem. If I can burn a gestalt to remember the situation up there.
Yes, I will allow that. Would you know about Whittier, California, which, by the way, is a real place? It was
Whittier, Alaska.
Whittier, Alaska.
California,
Whittier.
very different.
Although there is a Whittier, California, which is
It
also a real
certainly is.
place,
That's
but
not where I want to go right
not
now.
where I would go to hide from a zombie apocalypse. No, Whittier, Alaska, is a real place. It was a military base that was decommissioned in the 80s, and there are two main facilities here. There is the old there's the Buckner building where everybody lives currently. Actually, let me pull up my thing to make sure I'm using all the right words. Yes, there is the Buckner building, which is the old original military facility, which is like run down and decrepit now, and Begich Tower, which honestly I may be mispronouncing, but I'm pretty sure it's Begich. Begich. I just don't know if it's Begich or Begich, but
Don't be a Begich.
That place. Yeah. For our purposes, it's Begich. And if you live there, I apologize, good people of Whittier, Alaska, which is literally a city where everyone lives in the same building. There are a couple of structures outside of it. There's like the odd shop, a couple of restaurants, places where people like house the boats, fix the boats. But for the most part, 90% of the population really does live in this one place. And it is equipped to be fully self-sufficient for months at a time. Because the blizzards hit and you can't go outside. It's got everything. It's got schools, it's got playgrounds, it's got grocery stores. All of these things are in this one place. The other significant feature of Whittier, Alaska, is got a deep water harbor that never freezes. That is why it was a military base. Year round, they could bring the boats in and out. So
why doesn't it freeze? It's too deep. It's too deep.
Just a quirk of nature. The bay and the depth and the way the wind turns. Just that bay never freezes.
Okay.
So tell the ladies we actually lucked out that this is the place that
I'm sorry. Can you call us Cobra Killers, please?
We actually lucked out that this is the place that we tripped onto, guys. There's a lot of and I just stop talking and I go back to my pack and I put the gun in it and I keep steering towards the building. I mean, towards the harbor.
Due to the wonder of technology, those of you watching us, feel free to Google Whittier, Alaska, and you can see it. It's kind of incredible, especially when you see what it's like inside the building. Don't get me wrong, I will describe it, but you can kind of see it with your own eyeballs. It's really kind of insane. As you all are approaching, give me another spot listen check. And this time I will probably not make something terrible happen if you roll horrifically again.
Degree of failure, this time by only one.
Just
Two
one.
Success.
Two success.
I rolled a 10. Where is my spot listen? So 3 degrees of success.
Okay, so we're up to 5. So 4 net. What do you got?
1 failure.
So, but that's still 3
okay.
total.
3 successes.
That's okay,
so
girl.
that is fine. That is fine. Becca and Havana, the wind is noticeably colder. Like even if Trapper hadn't warned you, you probably would have known that it's definitely getting cold. You just wouldn't have known that a blizzard is coming on the scale that is coming.
Right.
It is blowing in straight from the east. Like all of your hair, even though like the wind's coming at you this way, it's sort of like doing this thing as you guys are heading north, but the wind is blowing straight east. You all notice this Bedgich Tower, which is it is a squat high rise. I think it's 8 stories. I'll double check in a second, quite frankly, but it is a squat building that just dominates this landscape that is colorfully painted on the outside when everything else is rather dull and muted. With only 3 successes, you can't quite make out the Buckner building, but you can kind of see that there's something that looks overtly military, kind of just outside the town, sort of at the base of the hill. Like there's a lot of concrete. The Buckner building is actually what is in Havana's wallpaper there. That is what it actually looks like. But from this distance, you can't quite make it out. You're like, something's concretey over there. There are a number of smaller structures and things. There's even like a handful of cars and things out along the road. Most of them are just sitting, parked, like a little bit of industrial machinery. But the thing that jumps out at you most is in the bay. There is a significant harbor with many pier slips there, some of which that extend out expressly so the bigger vessels could pull into the dock. There is a large, it's 14 floors in Bedgich Tower, by the way, 14, thank you. There is a large cruise ship that is clearly listing to the side.
Wow.
Like it is you think it probably would have sunk, but it's sort of like crashed into the pier and is just laying there.
Holy crap.
That is not a good sign that no one has done anything about that.
Maybe they're all just bunkered inside where it's safe.
That would be my hope. Hey, Dave, real quick,
Yes.
a meta question.
Yes.
In terms of us knowing what has happened down in California,
Mhm.
like, do we know? Is it there are infected people? There are what do we know about what has happened in California?
At this stage of the outbreak, which we're calling this roughly outbreak level 2 for people that are playing the game, like it's an apocalypse and you know it. It is flee the city, run for the hills.
The city, but what are we fleeing the city from?
Oh, you know it's zombies.
We know.
Like you're
yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, you
So
know it's zombies.
Our basic knowledge about it's fucking crazy pants people eating people's brains.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. No, you are aware that it is a zombie infection that is transmitted by biting. There's a lot of misinformation and people aren't clear about all the ways the infection passes. Like every time there's a panic, people think crazy things, they're like, some of them just explode and blow spores everywhere. And then other kinds of like random stories that like infected rats get out and do things. It's some of it's nonsensical, but the fact that you all know you are fleeing a full-blown zombie apocalypse. Yes.
This is totally random, but it's actually not, because I immediately think back to Vanna and Becca. Can you guys clean yourselves up a bit? Find anything. Find if there's alcohol down there. If there's anything.
Just got on my hand. I mean, Vanna's the one covered in her own
when
vomit.
you guys fell on the ground, it got all over you too.
Yeah.
Like you both have.
Oh right, I didn't see it all.
Really
oh, it's all on
Okay,
my
but
backside. That's the smell.
I don't think we have to grab buckets of water from the sea to cover you guys up.
Please don't. That's so cold. I'm already so cold.
Wait. Hold on. Hear me out. Okay. First of all, we don't know the sensory effects of these things. So like maybe being covered in stench is actually a productive thing if that's what you're worried about, Anjali.
I don't
or
think
you
we
could
wanna smell
communicate
like
to
anything.
us what you're worried about and we could have a group conversation about it.
Can I just say I really missed all the time we were on this boat. I really appreciated not having to think about the zombies.
Yeah, that whole building could be full of them. Everyone could be turned inside that entire building.
Totally. That whole boat could be the zombie cruise ship of this year. We have no idea. So
Does anybody see any?
Vanna, what I'm thinking is basically everything that I learned when I've been camping and climbing and all of that, which is that in any kind of animal kingdom or any kind of anything like that, any kind of pheromones or any kind of bodily fluids that may or may not be all over you are something that attract most animals and that attract most creatures.
Right, but what do they smell
If we
like?
jump in this water, we're gonna die of hypothermia. So that's
don't
not
jump in the
happening.
water. Don't.
No one's asking that. No one's asking that. But you know what I mean? Like when you get a whiff of them, like it's a lot. You know, like what if you know, smelling like them acts as some sort of like mask?
Well, if you want to stay covered in vomit and all of that and mask yourself, then knock yourself out. I guess we'll find out.
I wouldn't take the chance if it were me. Just saying.
What is the chance? We don't know anything about these things. There's no odds to play against. That we can't count the cards here.
Well, we probably had some drinking water below board because we've been here for weeks and maybe running low.
You're
But
gonna
since
use
we're
our
about to
drinking
go
water?
on to land, I am going to suggest, Havana, we got to dump this. It's room temperature-ish from down below. That's the best we got.
I wouldn't
I don't think this smell is going to be safe. Anjali's right.
save some of the drinking water. Vanna's right about that.
Well, what do you want? A little drinking water or us to smell like we could attract the zombs?
I will just say one other thing that Anjali, this would have been part of your awareness of this area, is most of the way you get in and out is from the sea. There is only one way to get in and out by land, which is a tunnel called the Anderson Tunnel. You know, it closes at night. This is not terribly far from Anchorage, so some people commute back and forth from Anchorage. Not a lot. But that is the only way to access this place by land. If otherwise, you have to sail in or
Is
out.
the Anderson tunnel like a car tunnel, or
Yes.
is okay?
Yes. You can drive through it.
B-Dave, did you say that the entire pier was crashed in, so there's no open piers, or there are some open piers?
Oh no, there's many open slips. It's just the cruise ship is crashed into one of them. Like you have 6 or 7 different places you could comfortably pull the boat in. I was about to say safely pull the boat in. That would be strong. There's places where you could comfortably pull the boat in.
But we can pull the boat in and
pull this thing in
into the building from the sea.
The building is about 2 miles inland. You can see it because it's huge. But from where your boat actually touches the shore is about 2 miles.
Shit. Okay.
Anjali, based on what you saw on Trapper's radar, you think you've got about 30 to 45 minutes from now before the storm makes landfall. Because you had about an hour and a half, but it took you time to get here.
Whatever we do, guys, we got to do it fast.
I'm going to start packing up whatever food we have. Hopefully there's some sort of backpack laying around that I could fill with whatever was left in the cabin that we've been surviving off of, whether it's those, emergency packs or whatever's down there.
Yeah, I would say you guys have what you could reasonably have expected to take on a camping trip. Again,
well, I do have a go bag, 2 of them literally in my kitchen, IRL, Becca. So I imagine I would have brought that, and it's got these emergency food packs.
I also have a go bag.
I mean,
IRL.
So it's like a big orange duffel.
Yeah. Well, especially once the outbreak began, it was not instantly like everything's fine, brains. There were isolated incidents of it happening, and like everything, at first people kind of didn't believe it. They're like, oh, it was like some like weird drug, like bath salts, her. And then, everybody in a mall gets eaten, and then it gets real quickly. So you would have had some time to prepare. I will say, especially you all being forward thinking, once you started kind of to hear about what was going on, prepared a little bit, that you have, you're reasonably well supplied. You could by no means survive in the wilderness for weeks, but you have at least what you needed to make this trip.
Mm-hmm.
And then any sort of blankets and stuff that's down there that we've been sleeping with, I've sort of wrapped them around my person and throw one on Havana.
Mm-hmm.
What time of day is it, B-Dave?
Right now it's around noonish.
Okay.
Yeah, but the temperature is like rapidly dropping. Like you can tell. Not because at first you thought, well, maybe it's just that we're heading further north, which is a thing. But the wind blowing in is getting much colder.
Gotcha.
Trisha, what do you think our plan should be?
I mean, here's what I'm thinking. We don't even know if we go into this city, if we go into this building, that they'll even let us in. I mean, it depends how bad the outbreak is here. They could be thinking no outsiders whatsoever. We don't have enough resources. Like, we have no idea. So for me, I would rather just go and see what happens sooner rather than later, so that if that does fail, we have some time to think of a plan B.
Or get back here.
Or get back here. Yeah, exactly. Whatever our plan B is, I feel like we're better off going for plan A as quickly as possible and then dealing with the repercussions of that in the moment, rather than like sitting here trying to organize and wasting all of the time on the clock.
All right, Cobra Killers, are we ready to move out?
Yeah.
Hands in. Say goodbye to our boat. You've been good to us, baby boat. We love you so much. Cobra Killers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Cobra Killers. Anjali, you have to do it.
Also, boat, we might be right back.
Yeah, and
give me another piloting check to let's see how skillfully you put it into the slip, or are you gonna bash her up on the way?
Yeah, we're gonna crash it for sure.
Anjali,
I don't feel good about this, kid.
So let me tell you guys something. All of you have 2 competence points, which means sometime over the course of this adventure, you can cash in 1 or both competence points to either give yourself a success or to negate a failure. You can also use it to give someone else a success or negate someone else's failure. Remember, you all are a team, so collectively you kind of stand or fall together.
But with the expert skill checks, it's not, oh my God, all the degrees of failure. It's just how quickly we get in or something.
It
right?
depends on how bad it goes.
Oh, Mamma Mia. Oh, okay. We're doing good. 0 degrees of failure. It's right there.
It's rough. She's like,
wait, is there such a thing as 0?
There is. It's a push.
If you're on it or within 10 above, right?
Yep.
Well, dang, I've had 0 all this time. Sorry.
Oh yeah, pretty much anytime. Yeah, it's that is the one thing that the game kind of breaks in your direction. If you get 1 to 9% over, it's just 0, and then after that, it is 1 degree of failure.
Great.
Wait, is it one? Sorry, I know. I'm sorry to be exacting. If it's the 10 over, is that 1 degree of success?
No, even if you hit your number or below by even 1 point, it's 1 degree of success. That is to your advantage.
Fair. Okay.
So, got it. And then if you have to be,
failure,
you have to be 10 or more.
Right.
To
so
get,
we're solid. Word.
Yeah. Again, you guys are watching, and she's like, and you're like, nope, we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. She's gonna hit it. She's gonna hit it. She's gonna hit it. And Anjali, even you were
and
like,
as you guys are talking, I'm like, stop talking. I'm focusing. Stop talking. I'm focusing.
It's even you were like, I'm about to wreck it.
Slower,
I'm about to wreck it. I'm about to wreck it.
slower.
But and it is a little rough, a little, it kind of on the shore. But I mean, you put it in the slip though.
Yes, that was pretty good. Hey,
Well done.
all right.
Woo!
Guys, sorry if I sound like a dick right now. I just want to get us in.
We are all under stress, and it's totally justified.
Vanna, you
Yep.
covered? I know you're covered in vomit, but are you covered with something warm? I'm worried about that shit freezing on you.
Put the blanket on her.
I've got this one blanket, and the vomit's still a little warm, so
I will say, since you all knew you were sailing north, you've got like blankets, parkas type stuff, but you are absolutely not prepared for a blizzard.
we came from California. We had parkas. I don't own a parka.
I mean, some
We
people
robbed a store when we liberated. We liberated REI.
some people go to Big Bear and stuff and kick it. Yeah.
Vanna, even if you live in Los Angeles, you got one of those puffer coats that people wear with like shorts and their fucking Ugg boots. I know you.
I don't think it's Alaska stuff. It's like I go to Philadelphia and I spend 3 seconds outside in between the convention and the hotel. Like,
Yeah, it's cold.
I don't have an Alaska parka.
We liberated an REI together.
I know where one is, so
Yeah.
that makes sense to me.
Same thing. I would say you've got puffer coat level stuff where you're not going to get hypothermia on the boat, but outside things are rapidly declining.
And
Yeah.
It still smells like new.
I have the polar fleece that I wear when I go climbing and I'm out at night, so I know I have that with me on top of whatever coat. So worst case scenario, if someone needs to borrow something, we're gonna have something.
Also, Becca, it used to smell like new. Now it smells like puke. Yep.
Well,
How do you keep
mixing
forgetting I
things.
vomited all over you?
I smell like vomit, but the coat I just added
No.
on top of the other coat,
Okay.
True.
that smells like new.
Like, yo, dog, yo. Yes, you all are able to gather up your possessions. Again, I was like, you had time on the way up. So by the time you get to the shore, like, you're pretty much ready to roll. So where is it that you're heading? Again, you've got the wrecked ship. You could look into that. There are some small structures around the tower. Again, there's cars and other things all along the way. Or you could head straight to the tower.
But you said the entrance to the tower. All that we've got is Anderson Tunnel, which is not.
So Anderson Tunnel is how you can access this whole area, like all of this, the town of Whittier. You either get to through the tunnel or you sail in on a boat.
I'm gonna try and test every car and try and see if I can. Any of them have keys in them, or even just any sort of weapon, because I lost my hammer.
As we're going, let's keep an eye. As we're going, like, we keep an eye on all the cars, like she said.
Did I find my hammer?
I was yes. In the time if you took the time to look for it, it's there. It just, like, as you tumbled over the back, the hammer slid out, which just is a way that the game works, just for your own edification. There's definitely times you can tell me how you want to spend your failures, and things like losing something or breaking something are all valid ways to spend failures, especially if it's something that is very important to you and the situation is dire, where it might be like, well, I'm about to fall and get eaten by zombies. Instead, I'm just going to drop my gun and, hold on for dear life. And I'll be like, okay, that's worth it, type thing. But, now you don't have a gun. Like, that's
my lesson, never to let someone else dictate my degrees of failure and how they resolve. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're going to tell the story for ourselves, ladies.
There is never any negative repercussions to allowing the storyteller to define your failures.
Quick question. We're talking. Quick question while we're getting our shit together and everything. Ladies, what is your pistol check? Because we got our 38.
Oh, I was like, what a private question. I have never shot a gun in my life. I somehow still have 34% in it, but
what is
that's just reflexes, a steady hand.
I've watched a lot of Walking Dead, so.
Where
Adam is
it is in the second category of skills. It's on the right hand side. Training skills.
I have a 31% in pistol.
I think we're all pretty much in the same boat then. So I'll hang on to it.
Also, I'm going to be walking with my compound bow out, not like up, but like down by my waist, and like down by my waist. And we've all been traveling long enough to know that I'm better with a bow than a gun.
Before we leave the boat, is there anything like a flare gun on the boat or any kind of thing like that?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm good at searching.
Yeah, there is a flare. You can make a search check, especially because you're checking these cars, Becca. Yes, there is a flare gun.
Fantastic.
Now explain to me how increases from advancement work.
That is just so you can keep track of as your skills increase. You have a base stat, and then you can know that, like, oh, I got 5 from this, and 5 from this, and 5 from this, and 5 from this type thing. It still all totals up to the one number.
So 2 degrees of failure.
Her search. Can I roll 2 to see if I can?
Oh yeah, no, I mean you're all.
I broke a nail checking at the car door.
Search.
Need a little more than that. Hold on. Let's see, because again, if you do not have to, but if you choose to, then again, it is a group, and again, the group fails or succeeds, huh?
I have 1 degree of success, so that mitigates 1 of your failures.
Okay.
And that's on search?
Typical me.
Yep.
All right. I have 3 success.
Bam!
3 success. So now we got a net of 2, right?
Yep.
You walk up, Trish. Well, Trisha. While Becca is just like fighting with the door of this car, and you literally sort of just walk around to the other side, and you just open the driver's side.
Amazing.
Yes,
so good.
Yeah, you're like, it's weird. Yeah.
Thank you.
What's in there?
Yeah, just be careful.
As you look around inside of here, the keys are gone out of the ignition, and it's got that still stale feeling of like car air when it's sat there for too long. It's just like slightly musty.
Like all our cars?
like all of our cars, literally. I will say with a net 2 successes, there is a couple of energy bars in a plastic tarp, like a waterproof tarp.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Grab that.
We
Keep the
love a
tarp?
tarp. We love a tarp.
We love a good tarp. Yeah.
Love to
And
hear it.
What flavor are the protein bars?
They're
Chocolate
like
peanut butter.
they're like Luna bars, like
Chocolate
zero
peanut butter.
preservatives type thing. Yeah,
they're
But, like,
edible.
Chocolate
This-
peanut butter, Luna?
It's good to have small bits of happiness in this fucking hellhole, okay, Anjali?
No,
And I don't like peanut butter. I just hate peanut butter.
No,
What
it's
is
fair.
wrong with you,
Someone-
Havana?
Totally fair. If someone had an allergy, that would be a major issue. Totally fair.
Mhm.
For me. But let's keep moving.
valid.
I would
So-
also say if they're
Like
extra
that.
yummy, we could maybe use them for bartering once we
Excellent.
find
true.
other life.
now you're thinking like a survivor. So
If they were nut
um,
filled Cliff Bar, it'd be different. But I could part with
so-
Luna.
is it your intention that you guys are basically heading straight for the tower, but at least just kind of like checking doors as you
Yeah.
move along?
Exactly.
I will say with your 2 successes, then this will be your total haul out of a couple of cars, because most of them are locked. I mean, you could bust out the windows and things, but most of them are locked. A couple of them you can get in. I will say again, you get that waterproof tarp, you get those Lara bars. Near one of the
But
like
they gotta be
backhoes,
Lara bars. Sorry.
one of those.
Lar
brought
bars
to you
are
in part by-
disgusting. I
That's
think
why
we
Yeah,
they're
can
no,
all
Lara
they're
agree
way
on
better
that.
than Luna bars.
And
That's
both
why they're Lara
gross.
bars.
Anything designed for women is overpriced and awful.
We did
This-
go for it. These were free.
There is again, there's like a backhoe where as you're trying to make your way up into it, one of the bars that you step on breaks, but ends up giving you something that you think you might be able to like make into a bit of a crowbar.
Yep.
You could either hit somebody with it, you might be able to jimmy something with it. It's just kind of like a solid hunk of metal.
So, it's
that
a
is-
little weapon.
Essentially, it's a crowbar.
Well, you've got the gun. I've got a hammer. You've got a crossbow. Vanna, do you want to take the?
I have a baseball bat.
Oh,
Yeah.
But one thing you don't see as you make your way here is you don't see any people. You see a couple of
good?
stray dogs. I'll say you also see like an eagle wheeling overhead while you guys are walking along. But otherwise, that's it. Except for the wind, you could hear a pin drop.
Is there snow on the ground?
Not yet.
Mm.
Do we have any kind of communications device that is actually working? Say an iPhone or anything. Like, do we have our smartphones? Are they functioning in any way, shape, or form?
I would say that you still have your cell phones.
And I have in
I
my
would say you probably have a signal here because they know people are here, so there might be a cellular tower. Yes,
Okay.
Trish.
I was gonna say in my go bag in my garage for real. I have one of those crank flashlights
Yep.
to
Yeah.
charge it. So I
Mine's
would
like
like to
a-
have that
yeah.
in my go bag now.
Again, anything you guys reasonably have in real life or could get with like a day or two of preparation, I was like, you have. So if that is something you actually possess, then yes, that's something you actually possess. Also,
Okay.
I want y'all to know this is our lives, by the way, that all of us are like, well, in my go bag, I have blah, 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 blah. 'Cause bug out bags, man.
California.
I
What's
feel like
that?
I need to run
Mhm.
downstairs and grab my go bag so I can look at what I actually have.
You know, hey, again, it's a surprise. There's a Charlie in it. You throw him at somebody, right?
When you live in earthquake country, you get ready.
Yeah.
It bees
Mhm.
like that.
Lots of
Yeah.
thinking
Again, so as you all make your way along, again, I will say that you all are in good shape. You can move 2 miles relatively quickly. By now, when you look at the horizon, even to the naked eye, though, it's black. Like if you've ever been near a hurricane where you know you can see it in the distance, you're like sky, 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 darkness out there.
Vanna
you
and I
can-
are from Missouri, Kansas, so
You guys
Mhm.
know.
tornado.
Yep. So you know what's up. I too am from Arkansas. I know these. I know this
Yeah.
unique pain. Yes. So it's clear. It's you know it's the storm is real. And as you all get within view of the tower, it's well, I mean, I keep saying tower. It's not like a wizard's tower. It's like basically imagine it's just kind of like a giant industrial
Like
apartment.
an apartment
building.
tower. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Chilling there. Again, And there is a doorway, this kind of inset slightly, where it's sort of like a little bit of an alcove to heavy doors that are almost akin to like those heavy doors that are like on the front of a high school type thing.
Right.
And there are no windows on the doors, but there are
They're
windows on the
broken out?
building.
Oh,
No,
they're just solid.
they're just physically
Is
not
there
there. Yeah.
light coming out of any of the windows above us?
No, but it is that like double pane tinted thing. Like you wouldn't know even if there were.
Even with the sky darkening?
It's not dark over you yet. Right now it's about noon. Like it's, you know, it's broad
Right,
daylight
okay.
where you are. It's just you can see that it won't be
Yeah.
soon. Mhm.
You guys, I really regret not using our CB while we were on the boat to try and see if anybody has a transistor radio in this building.
I second that.
Anyway, that's my idea. We
have
can't
a-
do.
That's all right. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it now. So
I'm gonna pop my iPhone out and I'm gonna open Safari and I'm gonna look at I'm gonna Google Whittier News last 24 hours.
yes.
So let's see. I'm gonna give you the also you notice as you guys are approaching this, there's things like boats and stuff that are just like straight up chilling on the land as you get near it. And actually, I told you wrong. I'm actually looking at a picture of the building here. You can see when lights are on, even if you are outside. Yeah, intermittently there are some lights on inside the building.
But there are also, you said, lights that are like crashed out and there's darkness past them.
No, the building seems to be intact.
Okay, I missed
Yeah.
it.
Should we just
Yeah.
try the door? I'm gonna push on the metal
Becca,
of the door
Becca,
handle.
do you know what people's
if it's
response
unlocked?
is? I know, but what would you do if somebody walked into your house?
I'm gonna say
Especially
hello in a
during-
really nice. I've already.
Becca, stop. Havana, I'm with you. We don't know that everyone's
Stop
gonna
me?
trap her. Yeah, I did just stop you. This is not a time for us to believe in everything. I'm sorry. This is not a time for us to worry, to honestly count on the goodness of people.
If
Yeah.
it's unlocked,
Agreed. People are
Inviting
on
people in.
edge anyway right now. We need to be as careful as possible and as kind as possible and as not threatening as possible, yet simultaneously deadly if it calls for it.
Can we spot listen to
Just
see
like life.
any movement, anything?
You can. Yep, spot listen. Also, again, through the wonder of technology, I dropped in our Zoom chat here a link to exactly what the tower looks like to help
my
you get a
God.
visual.
I finally rolled under my number.
Hey.
Oh, interesting.
2 degrees of success on spot listen.
That's it really, again, the game is supposed to be a simulation. It's, you know, how good would you really be at some things? Sometimes I think it is a little heavy, but again, it is a zombie horror survival game. How many successes there, Anjali?
2.
2. How many, Havana?
So if my percent is a 34 and I got a 30.
That is 1 degree of success.
1 degree of success.
1 degree of success. 0. So we got 3 total. Yeah, I see that face, Trisha. Yes.
or failure.
All right, that's okay. It's only 1 failure total. We're okay.
That is only 1 failure total. Trisha.
Yeah.
This is bullshit, man. Like, this is just bullshit. And like the arguing and bickering, it's like you've had it. You've just had it. You've just had it.
Yeah, we all need to get along right now, guys. This is not the time to be at each other's throats or have dissent amongst the ranks, if you will. Let's just try to all keep a level head and go about this as cautiously as possible. I cannot lose any of you. I can't.
Anjali and Havana, you guys are like looking around and trying to check things out, and like she's monologuing. She's like, eye contact, like I'm talking to you right now. Yeah.
Becca went and walked off towards the boat that's randomly grounded because she doesn't like being told not to do things.
You Becca, as you go milling over towards the boat while you guys are looking there, yeah, you get over to this boat. It is aground. You think you could maybe scramble your way up the ladder if you wanted, because again, the ladder's supposed to reach to the water. It's just chilling on dry land. Which is real, by the way. There really is just like a boat chilling in front of Betch's tower. Yeah.
Yeah, I climb up.
Becca. Oh,
She's trying to get tetanus. It's wild.
More than tetanus, she's trying to get zombied.
Becca, you can give me a climb check. See if you can make it up.
1 fail.
Ooh.
1 fail?
Mm-hmm. I
You
fall back down. My feet fail me.
She starts to
cold.
scuffle up, and your feet are cold and kind of covered in like slush and dirt, and just boom, right on your butt. It hurts. You're not. It doesn't. It's not damaging, but I mean, it uses a bruised tailbone.
Shit. And I see that happen, and I just run over to her and I pick her up.
I'm fine. What are we doing? We going in? We're gonna stand outside in the cold.
Maybe if we I just wonder if there's a way to make ourselves known outside the building before we try to breach it. I know we don't want to draw attention with too much noise. If there's another way, like lights or I don't know, another way we can get a signal inside the building.
Do you want maybe we pull a boat again and 2 of us hide while the other 2 announce their presence?
Yeah, I just don't want to draw any like the dead to us, you know?
Oh yeah, good call.
So what if we take whatever flashlights we have, and if we see a light in a window, we kind of signal it like not, I don't know Morse code, but you know, like that sort of thing, like a lighthouse.
Something, shine it into one of those windows where the light is, that we see there's light, so that they know that someone's outside.
Yeah, or if anybody has like a laser pointer.
Okay, well, let's maybe take cover behind this boat before we go shining a light, because if that's some sort of like ready to shoot wittier folk,
Yeah,
I want to have cover.
fair.
Sure,
Let's do it.
we can do both. Yeah.
You can go back there and kind of click your lights at it, like click, click, click.
I think we all have some sort of flashlight or emergency lantern, since we all have bags.
Like 3 on, 3 off, 3 on, 3 off.
I think we can all take on different windows too if we have multiple flashlights.
Yeah.
Anjali,
Top right, I got it.
I know you said you wanted to use your iPhone. Hang on, I'm gonna roll this. I'm just gonna let fate decide. I know what percentage chance you have of having a cell phone signal. Let's see if you get it.
You said we're a weekend?
Oh no, you're 6 months into the outbreak.
And there's still places where there's signal, where there's like phone signal. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, society doesn't collapse instantly. It just like very
6
quickly
months
starts
is
to
a long
erode.
time, man. That's like the baby's almost out, you know?
No signal. Is connecting, and it never does.
Save your battery.
I put it back on airplane mode.
All right. You all click. I will let you all give me a collective. Your goal is to be seen, correct?
Our goal is to be seen by the people inside the windows with the lights, not to be seen by any other zombs that might be around.
I will give you a collective expression check, which is up at the top. So all of you roll expression.
Expression.
It's near the top. One of your skills.
I got 0.
I'm good at
I have 0.
We all have, yeah, there's nothing.
I can do this. This is my thing.
All right, you go.
Oh, tits. Never mind.
Not so much.
Not so much. Oh, nope. 5 degrees. Failure.
No, hold on a second. I'm not gonna let you get killed from trying to shine flashlights. Let's see. Let me see if I can find something more favorable for you.
What about
I will give you diplomacy, persuasion. If any of you has the calm other skill, you can use that.
I do.
calm other?
I have calm other as well.
If your calm other is higher than your diplomacy, I will let you use that instead.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Yes, and you can re-roll that, Havana, if you have one of those skills.
Okay. Oh, wait.
2.
Yes.
What?
Oh shoot. These are both 10s digits. Wait, 1s digits. I gotta re-roll.
Wait, what?
I've been switching up my dice to make them lucky.
No, but you still can. It doesn't matter. They work the same.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's got doubles, it's still.
Well, it's
10.
an 80 or an 8. What do you think?
Oh, I see what you're saying. You know what? Again,
you gotta designate a dice color.
We'll let, in this case, we will let fate decide after this if it's an 80 or an 8. You know.
I have 2 successes.
It is an 8.
Yeah.
Hey,
we love to see it.
Yay!
I did the coin toss.
All right.
So that was so that's quite a few. How many successes does 8% get you, Becca?
Oh, let's see. 39 and 8. That's 3 degrees.
3. All right. And how many was that for you, Trisha?
2.
And so we're at 5. How many for you, Anjali? 7. How many for you, Havana?
Mine didn't change. I don't have calm person.
Or even diplomacy. Like persuasion?
Oh,
got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can do persuade. I fucking rolled a 4.
So how many is that?
That's 5 degrees of success.
Bam!
So that's 12 degrees of success, which is monstrous success.
Wow.
So you all
love to see it.
You're like click 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 click
Like
click.
Morse coding this shit.
In a moment later,
4 degrees. 4 degrees of success. Sorry,
that's
11.
Hold on, change everything.
That's still fine. I'm like, in that case, they
Sorry,
start
I
shooting.
didn't want to lie. I didn't want to be a liar.
Right. I'm like, the door opens, but instead of happy words, they've all got guns.
Oh god.
You hear it from the front door, and you hear a man out say, "Well, all right, well, come on in here before you catch your death. But I assure you, we are armed and prepared to defend ourselves."
I try to whisper. I don't know if they walk away too quickly, but I try and like get people to do a thing where we pop our heads out of the boat, one over.
I'm
Don't
going.
like us.
I'm with Anjali. I'm putting my bow down.
Dang it!
Like everything down. Be like.
You
like
all
that and keeping an eye open for everything else.
As you all are beating feet in there, give me another spot listen.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
All of us?
Yes.
Oh no.
3 degrees of success.
All right.
I love these dice.
1 degree of failure.
So we're at 2 successes. All right.
3 failure.
We're at
can
1
you
degree
send
of
me
failure.
Some replicas of your dice.
You gotta just rub on them. Just get that luck.
Like,
get that luck on them.
They're like.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
We're at 1 degree to failure. And Becca?
That's gonna be 4 failure.
4 for you, failure?
Because if it's a difference of 35.
Yeah, that's 4 degrees of failure. Okay.
Can someone burn a competency point to save it?
Oh yeah, I can. Oh.
But that was just for a listen.
Yeah, no, you would need to. Yeah, it's fine. You would need to burn them all for this, and this is not. I will be meta and tell you this is not a catastrophic thing where I'm all like, oh, you didn't notice that they've all got bayonets. Yeah.
Your candy bars.
All done so they can talk.
You woke up and you don't have any kidneys. Oh, now it's weird. Yeah. As you all come walking up, there is a burly, bearded man wearing a heavy coat. And he very clearly is holding a rifle. He's not pointing it at you, but it's out in his hand. And as you're looking, he sort of like very carefully looks each one of you up and down and then kind of turns and looks behind you and picks up the rifle. And you can see his hand's not on the trigger, but he's looking through the scope.
Yeah.
Covering the distance. And he's all like, where you ladies come from?
California.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! California. That is a long sail. And he does let you all in. And as the door slams and you see he puts like a heavy sliding bar across it. On the other side, there are 6 people standing there, 3 men and 3 women. 2 of the men are wearing like camouflage fatigues and look almost paramilitary. The other 4 just look like normal people that are kind of wearing like flannels, jeans. The one of the women looks decidedly grandmotherly. The other one looks probably not much older than you. A couple of them are holding like shotguns. The woman has the older lady has a hunting rifle, and the younger one just has a knife, and they just look nervous. Like when you
I'm hands up immediately. I got my everything here.
Yeah. Thank you so much for letting us in.
yeah, you see one of the men, an older looking man is like, I don't like this, Beekman. I don't like this at all. And the younger woman that is about your age says, well, we couldn't just leave him out there to freeze, could we? And the older man that you now know is Beekman, looks at you and is like, so how'd y'all come about our fair town? And he's still holding the rifle. He's not pointing it at you again, but I mean, it's in his hand. And he's like, how'd y'all come about here?
We made our way
sailed
up north, and we made our way up north in a sailboat, and we ran into a fellow named Trapper, who let us know that there was a storm coming. He was looking for more of his fishermen.
His face changes. He's like, Trapper told you come up this way. Where is he? Is he with you? He behind you? And you see like he reaches for the door.
No, I wish he was. He kept sailing south to try to see if any of his fishermen were down that way, or any of his friends were down that way.
Oh, God damn it, Trapper, always trying to be a goddamn hero.
Hey, look, we've got a lot of skills and we brought a lot of our own provisions. So we don't want to be a burden. We just want to be helpful to you guys. Let us know if there's anything that you want to put us to work on.
You see, he sort of slings the rifle, but he's all like, with respect, ma'am, I don't mean to offend you ladies, but I'm going to have to insist that you all step to the side here and let Dolores and Martha here give y'all a once over. Can't have nobody sneaking in here with no bites. I'm sorry.
Sure, no, we understand.
Absolutely.
They do lead you kind of to the side into a room that opens, and you can see inside of here, even though it looks like an apartment building outside, inside it is like very industrial. Everything's just kind of like a high school. There is cinder blocks that, you know, have tried to be painted. They've tried to warm it up some, but the military roots of this building are quite obvious once you get inside, even though they've tried to add a little something to it. And yes.
Oh, sorry. Just want to warn them about the puke. We're not sick or anything, just a little seasickness from some of us.
You see, again, they kind of like eye each other warily. And when they come into the room, they shut the door behind them. And one of the men, the same one that complained a second ago, he's like, hey, they need to leave their weapons out here. We don't want them to like hold y'all hostage in there, Dolores. And she looks them up and down and she's like, I tell you what, they're just as scared of you as they are anybody in here, okay? Listen, y'all, Skaggs, he's cautious, but you know, that's the world we live in, okay? So let's do this slightly differently, all right? We just gonna bring y'all in one at a time, give you a little once over, and then as soon as we make sure everybody's safe, we'll have a proper conversation, okay?
Yeah, we're cool with being separated one by one.
I don't want us all to give up all of our weapons all at once. I'd rather stand guard for you.
Can we maybe 2 at a time?
2 at a time is fine. 2 at a time would be right fine.
Right.
And if you don't resist, they do what they said they were going to do. They're apologetic. They apologize for their cold hands and everything. And then as they sort of touch you, they're like, oh, you're going to catch your death out there. Do sort of like rub on your hands a little bit, but they do give you a thorough once over to make sure you haven't been bitten by anything.
While we're getting the once over, I asked Dolores, how long have you guys been holed up inside here?
She's like, well, I've been living at Bedgett's Tower going on 12 years, but only about the last few months since people quit coming. And then there was that cruise ship. That's an awful piece of work.
Who's in there?
On the cruise ship?
She's like, well, that's the thing. The cruise ship ran aground. Ain't nobody come in. And we ain't going to look for him neither.
Right.
That's terrifying.
Glad we didn't do the same thing.
So Vanna and I are still in the hallway?
Yes, at this point, yeah. This would be Anjali and Trisha in there. After a moment, you see Skaggs, the same skeptical man, comes over with a pair of ill-fitting t-shirts and a couple of pairs of jeans for you, Becca and Havana. He's like, y'all stink to high hell. Here, come, take it.
It's not my fault.
I assume you ain't got no money to pay for it, right? He very much has like a hanky to his face. Very dramatically. Too dramatically, to tell you the truth.
The payment will probably be that you don't have to smell us anymore, right?
Well, if it's up to me, I put you back outside to your own devices. And when he says that, you hear, and the man that you know as Beekman is like, that ain't no way to treat our guests. And when you all have had your once over, again, as long as you don't resist or anything, they just do exactly what they say they're going to do. They make sure nobody bit you. They're very polite, and give you all your stuff back. And when you come back out, Beekman says, well, I'm glad y'all made it in here before the storm, but I'm afraid you might have a different set of problems. You see, we got a little problem that come nightfall, we tend to get some uninvited guests around here.
You mean at the windows, or?
And that's a good place for us to take a little break. So we're going to do a little 10-minute break here. We will come back at 35 minutes after and finish our silky smooth and uneventful journey into the city under one roof. So y'all stay with us. We'll be right back. I'm a professional. So we're going to jump ahead slightly in time. Well, actually, hang on. Let's go back to the exact moment that we were just at when this man approached you all, Beekman. Again, you'd think I'd remember a name that I created.
Beekman. A lot on your mind, Boo. That's why I'm taking notes.
Yeah. Also, you've created a lot of things, B-Dave.
I have made a couple of things.
Another game?
Don't you run like 5 episodes of 5 different campaigns once a week or something?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I think you're okay, buddy.
I run 4 games and play in 3. That is true. Yeah, no, actually.
Well, everything you've said here is canon, and I don't want you to fuck it up, even if they're fine with it.
That is true. I appreciate that. That's why I too have notes, but there are notes on me. Beekman made the point that he's like, y'all might have a different set of problems because around sundown we get some unexpected guests in here.
Like in here or in here?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, what? In the building?
Yes, ma'am. They have found a way to access the tower, and we're not exactly sure how. But don't worry, we've been able to repel them. And he does kind of just tap his rifle.
Where are the access points?
They sort of like look at each other for a second, and he's like, well, I don't know how familiar you are all with Bedge Tower here, but the whole point is it's self-sustaining. I mean, we got that door right there. We got round back where the children go out to the school. It ain't supposed to be too many access points to the building. That's the point. Well, there's the tunnels. We got tunnels run under all Whittier, so we can access anywhere in the city at any time.
But you have an area that is secure, that you have some kind of a perimeter within the building that is secure, right?
They sort of look at each other and they're like, well, we got every man, woman, and unfortunately, occasionally child that is hale and hearty armed. And, we kind of put a rotation through the night to make sure that they don't get all in. But we don't got the manpower to establish no constant perimeter. Still gotta
within the building, because you said inside the building you have infected.
Yes, ma'am. Well, they come at night. Again, we done turned them back though. And I got a few more boys stationed around some of the entrances and exits around here. As I myself was on posted up, and somebody told me they saw your lights outside. How'd you girls get so good at Morse code? By the way, I ain't seen the distress signal that since I was in the service.
What did our message say?
With 11 successes, you legit were like, we're unarmed and injured. Please let us in. I mean, it's just 11 successes is Titanic success. So
what is that from watching MASH or something?
The California school system is excellent at emergency preparedness. So
I will say it is a combination of luck, and again, when you guys were watching your YouTube tutorials, you know, like silent ways to signal people was one of the things you all educated yourselves on. It just so happens you did a fantastic job at it, as the fates did.
Accidentally excellent. That's what I strive for.
It's first of all, you know, it's that's it. Yeah, why be lucky when you can be beautiful, right?
Again, just to confirm, because I just want to clarify, we are in a building.
Yes, ma'am.
That does have doors within the building to various areas, so there must be within the building closed off areas that are secure.
Well, a number of people make their homes here, ma'am. It's like all upstairs. We got a whole town under the roof of this building right here.
So why haven't you knocked on every single door and checked everyone for bites the way you checked us? I mean, you can't be that afraid of their privacy. It's a zombie outbreak.
I realize this has been something I've been afflicted with my whole life. You allow my rugged, handsome demeanor and genteel manner to make you think that I'm some fucking dumbass. I assure you I'm not. We have checked everyone. Ain't nobody bit up in here. We got a system in place. Same way we looked at y'all. Ain't no infected or rising in the building, I hope. And when he says that, Skag says, yeah, but in every movie, there's that one asshole got bit, ain't gonna tell nobody. And you know Leon up from 7C, his dumb ass wouldn't say shit if he got bit. He'd just go in there and wait till he changed and explode out here and just killed up everybody. And he looks at him and he's like, will you stop with Leon?
Got it.
You stop. Hey, that boy, he's a bit of a fuck up. That's true, but that don't make him no zombie collaborator. Wait, why are we even talking about Leon? No, okay. To the best of our ability and knowledge, ain't nobody in this tower bit by a zombie.
Even Leon?
Can I ask a meta question really quick?
Well, shit. Now we got to recheck Leon. God damn it. Yes. You can ask a meta question.
Is it normal that the zombies are only active at nighttime, or is that sort of something that's special to this scenario?
Again, it's the people's accounts vary wildly. So I will let you roll something to see what you might know.
Ooh, I have a like intent or like determine intent.
Determine intent is this game's sense motive.
Right.
So like honestly, in a situation like this, to tell you the truth, like if you were like,
I thought they were maybe trying to cover something up, like, oh, the zombies, they are active at night, when it's like some sort of inside job situation, I guess.
Yeah. Those would be two different things. If you want to determine intent, is Beekman telling me the truth? That's one thing. Do I know if this is something that I've heard about how the zombies work is a different thing. So you can do either of those things. I just want to be clear on which one of those things you're trying to do.
And Beekman's not the jerk, right?
Beekman's the
Beekman is the one. Skaggs is the one who's been a joke.
You actually can't trust the nice guys, I think. So
Beekman is also the one that was visibly relieved when you mentioned Trapper, and when you said he was still out there, was like, look stressed out about it.
I trust Beekman.
Okay, then I'll just
I don't distrust Skaggs. He's just skeptical.
Yeah,
I think
overly cautious.
I think you and Skaggs got a lot in common. You know, you're just trying to hold it down.
I will give you, believe it or not, I'll just give you just straight 50-50. If you get like a bunch of yes, I'll give you straight 50-50.
I got a 31. So
yeah, so that's 2 degrees of success. You again, although people say a lot of different things, all the video footage you've seen of the infected was always at night. There's with 2, I would say, I'll give all of you a 50-50 shot to see what you know, by the way. Every video you saw, even like news broadcasts and stuff of them like running around biting people, was always at night. Yes,
100. I've been watching just propaganda videos, just nonsense. Zombies are friendly. Zombies are good.
This dude's lying. You're like, there's no way they just come at night. That is not a thing.
Wrong.
I've seen Aliens. You know, they mostly come at night.
What is it?
How do we know that we're any different from the zombies?
Wait,
all zeros.
That is also 100. Trisha, no, that's bullshit.
That's bad. No, that's what I got.
Wait, why can't that be 0?
No, 0-1 is there's 1 is the best, 100 is the worst.
The
But
good news
however, Trisha, Becca's also wrong. Like, no, what he said
Saw
is
that video I
bullshit.
saw.
What she said is bullshit. Everybody knows the zombies are at their most susceptible at night. That is when they sleep in clustered hives. If you find them, you can destroy them. Anjali, how many did you get?
Vampires, same thing.
9.
9.
Oh, we love to see
Anjali,
it. We love to see it.
Anjali, you know that yes, they are left to their own devices. They are most active at night. However, if you like find some, because they do cluster in groups, like if you stumble across, it's almost think of them like bats. Like the bats aren't coming out, but if you go into a bat cave and you're like, blah, you know, they'll
Like if I stumble into a hive, I'm gonna
Right.
get fucked.
they'll do what they do. Yes, but they are most active at night. Becca and Trish, neither of you believe this and believe very contradictory, incredibly wrong things.
Okay, Beekman, do you guys have like an extra room with a couple beds? Like we're fine with bunking up, but do you have a place we could crash?
Oh yeah, if you want to catch some sack time before sundown, yeah, we can fit you out with that. In fact, Skaggs, come on, why don't you go open that store over there for him? And Skaggs just sort of go, oh, California liberals ain't got no money, come pay for nothing. He goes over and there is a shop. It is almost like a tiny like little bodega which is set into the place, which honestly exists. Skaggs isn't the real human being. I didn't feel the need to like swerve some human being that I don't know, but they do have a cute little grocery store in there. It's got like Christmas lights. It's probably about half the size of a 7-Eleven, but it's, you know, it's got enough things that the population of a building like this could have, you know, some limited options. There's some cereal. There's some
Do they
like
have peanut butter
goods.
M&Ms?
And also the you notice the shelves are not just completely scoured as you saw in a lot of places in LA as things were falling apart. There's definitely some holes. You can see the supply chains breaking down. But as of yet, people are still kind of being cool about it. There are not any peanut M&Ms.
Just because I overheard, I heard what Skaggs said under his breath, and as we're all just like stepping in here, I turned to him and I said, "Listen, you're right. We don't really have any money that's useful, but I've got this." And I pull out a Ventolin inhaler, an albuterol inhaler, and I say, "I've got allergy-induced asthma, but it's for cats. I don't think I'm going to need this, but some little kid or some person in someone here might need this. I've got this. It's the only thing I got. Take it."
He just sort of looks at it for a second and he goes, "No, you hold on to your medication. We ain't know how long we gonna be holed up in here. Maybe y'all just got to ride out the blizzard and you can be along your way. But maybe if you got to go longer than that, we just work out something else." Right. He's like, "You know, I know what y'all think of people up here. We're just red state hicks, but we look out for each other. I ain't gonna turn away no starving girls." There you go. Go on.
Or women.
I hate to be this blunt, but I don't
Cobra
think
killers
give two shits about politics, and right now neither do I.
Also,
he very much just sort of like sits down at like a little card table with a radio set up and a very old computer, like Windows 98 style computer. And he just sort of like sits down kind of in a huff and he's like, "Go on, get what you need."
Right.
Wait, we can take anything we need?
I said what you need, ma'am.
Right.
You know, I just ain't gonna let you starve on my watch. Ain't gotta eat up your provisions for when you're out traveling on the road or however you got here. But, you know, got cold cuts, bread, Pop-Tarts,
Do you have any icy hot? I fell on my tailbone.
Yeah, we got a little bit of icy hot. Does anybody want to try and either persuade or barter with him?
He's just giving us this stuff. Why would I bother?
Well, because, you know, he might have other stuff he's not telling you about.
Ooh.
I sort of just tried to barter with my Ventolin inhaler, which is probably one of the most valuable things I have in my pack, since no one can get.
Well, but that is why. But that show of goodwill is why he's letting you do this.
Yeah, fair.
So
I don't think we don't need to barter on that tip then. If he's letting us take anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Skaggs, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
When's the last time you cleaned up that PC? I'm just saying I could maybe help it run faster for you as something we could do in exchange as goodwill.
She's really good at
Really?
that.
Yeah, I'm real good with PCs. So I mean I could get in there and defrag it, clean up your system, and hopefully get it running a little bit faster. I mean it's pretty old, so I can't work miracles, but I can at least make a difference if that would be something of use to you.
That would be a use. I mean, what are you looking for in return?
Nothing. You guys have been really nice to us. I mean, one could argue you've even saved our lives at this point, and we're not stuck out in the blizzard. So thank you.
He sort of looks at you for a second, and he reaches over to his desk and he pulls out a bottom drawer and takes out a bag of peanut M&Ms and tosses it to you, Becca. He's like,
oh my God. I
He's like,
said peanut butter, but don't tell him.
don't tell
Thank
nobody.
you. This is exactly what I wanted.
I keep the candy set aside for the kids. You know, they still need some joy in this world. And he like slams it shut and he's like, all right, ma'am, if you wouldn't mind, take a look at it.
Sure.
It's
and yeah, I just want to
terrible.
do simple PC cleanup, nothing crazy.
No, every pop-up search bar, you know, like Ash Jeeves
lot of
installation,
work.
like Windows
Don't
98.
open that tab.
Yeah.
Does he know that
exactly.
incognito window? Because that would help, you know.
No, he's like, no, that was for research from a screenplay. You see, that's why I was looking at that there. No, it's it's you work wonders on it, Trisha.
Okay.
Even with a cursory, sort of like, you know, clear cache, literally reboot. You know,
That's an old one. I heard it was ice cream.
He's like, oh yeah, that is wow, ain't booted up that fast in a long time. How are y'all set up for your ability to defend yourselves?
Not great.
So.
Blunt objects.
A lot of bludgeoning. Yeah, a lot of bludgeoning.
I've got a very large knife and
he goes, all right. And he goes over, and again, this whole place is, you know, 10 by 15. It would be an apartment that is, you know, a store. And he goes over where there's a sign that says fishing section. And he pulls out a drawer and there's rows of boning knives. Which, you know, are not the most effective weaponry, but they're well made and, you know, would put a hole in somebody. He's like, now I need y'all to understand, if one of them things gets close to you, you don't necessarily want to be in hand-to-hand range with it, but sometimes you ain't got no choice. You understand?
Yeah.
He's like, go on. Once y'all make it through the night, when you're about your way, you know, these might do you some good. Maybe you get out there on the open waves, you just use them, clean you up a mess of fish or something.
Can I take one of them?
Oh, absolutely. He's offering it for all of you if you want one.
yeah, we'll take one.
I take one.
Yeah, they're about, you know, yay big, which again, shout out to how long we've been at this, Anjali. But
give it a little light, give it a little tilt.
You know, hang on, wait. Oh, but then it's out of focus. This is my We're Alive frontier.
There it is. There it is. We can see it.
There it is. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, so good.
We've been about that life. Yeah. I was looking for my Chateau axe at the last second. It was baried where I couldn't get to it. My custom dice box. But yeah. So
Skags, could you help out Anjali? Or I mean, maybe you have some ammunition.
he goes, that unfortunately we had to prioritize for the militia.
Right.
Fair point.
The
But
militia?
Maybe if you talk to Beekman, he might be able to set up somebody who's gonna be making a patrol. Yeah, man,
Okay.
we got a militia.
I mean, it's not the same stuff you're using in those rifles. It's just a 38. Maybe you have them and nobody's really using a 38.
So I gave him a 5% chance and I rolled a 3. So he looks, he's like, how many bullets you got in that revolver?
I got 3.
He goes to another drawer and he pulls out a box that is mostly empty of 38 bullets. And he puts 3 more bullets on the desk.
Awesome.
He's like, at least you're going to have a full pack. Aim for the head, though, all right?
Yeah. Thanks, Skags.
You're a good dude.
He puts it back. He's like, yeah, well, just when y'all make it back to wherever it is you're going, make sure you tell them we treat you right up here.
Will do.
Is there anything you guys need from us? Is there a place you need us to be? Is there something that we can do?
He's like, well, you just fix me up right with this computer. I mean, what sort of skills do y'all possess? I mean, we got pretty much any need you might think of. I don't know what you're capable of.
Mostly computer stuff or climbing or yoga.
He's like, all right, hold on a second. Let me take you over to Higgins, all right? And
You need
Higgins
a
will know
yoga
what to do.
class? Gotcha.
He's like, we had a yoga class actually. Cindy, she was real nice.
Sounds like a yoga teacher name.
Cindy was real nice. Yeah.
Wait, what
And
happened to Cindy?
he stops and he turns and looks at you for a second. He just goes,
Never mind.
She was real nice.
Aw.
And like when you all come out, he closes and sort of like locks everything up, afterwards. And he's like, all right, come on, I'm take y'all meet with Higgins here. And
Okay.
he walks through the far end. And again, this is, as you've seen in the picture, it's a big building. So, you walk some time down this one hallway and, everything is then kind of like cinder blocks and, but again, it's been painted. There's a couple places where like kids' pictures have been hung up. There's like a community notice board for like shuffleboard classes and like pool parties and things that are all long since outdated. And he mentioned,
See, I told you zombies went out in the day. Look at this picture. It's crayon, but like it's probably from real life.
I mean, she's got a point.
He leads you up to a door that says City Hall on it.
Right.
And
Higgins, your mayor?
Yeah, Mayor Higgins. Now I gotta tell you, she can be suspicious of outsiders, but y'all are good people. I'll vouch for you.
Thank you.
She wasn't suspicious.
He opens the door, and at the desk you see a woman with a salt and pepper hair in glasses sitting on the edge of her nose, looking down at papers on her desk and just like furiously writing. And she goes, sundown's coming soon and blizzard's gonna land. Y'all make sure you're ready. And she's like, looks up and she goes, oh. And she takes the glasses and puts them down. She's like, who are you?
You're the Cobra Killers.
No.
Cobra Killers.
No, we're four folks that have been surviving on a boat all the way from California and met a nice guy, Tappers, I believe was his name, out on a boat on the sea. Yeah, and he told us to come by here, that you folks were nice, and then we saw the blizzard come in and needed shelter, and here we are. We just want to help.
You see by now it's starting to snow outside. It is not a voluminous downpour yet, but it's like very much snowing. And she goes, oh, Trapper. I think he probably fancies himself some sort of modern day Galahad. And she looks out and she's like, I hope he gets back here soon. That old dog has survived his fair share of snowstorms.
Seemed like a
No,
real
I'm
nice
sure
guy.
he will. He warned us about the storm. He knows it's coming.
They warn you about everything else coming up in this building?
They did. We're as outfitted as I think that we can be given the circumstances from what you guys have available. Is there anything that you guys need from us that we can do while we're trying also to stay safe?
She's like, well, roll call's about 5 p.m. because it's about sundown. If this storm is as bad as it looks, it might get dark even sooner than that. If y'all are willing to lend a hand, probably get a little bit of rack time, and then we find something for you. Like, what are you good at? And Skag says, this one here, Trisha, I think she said her name is a computer genius.
True.
I wouldn't go that far, but I can certainly get some stuff done when it comes to a computer. So if you need help with that, I can also work a bow. I'm not, Legolas level, but I'm okay.
Legolas, I love that book. All right, you computer type. Hey, you That is although you're wearing like a coat and everything right now, I guess she wouldn't be able to see any of your ink, Havana, so she wouldn't comment on it.
I have a
She's
face
like-
tattoo now. It's a
It's true.
cobra being killed.
Just
Yes.
by like a mongoose, like
Yeah.
you know, right?
Magically appeared while we were on the
Yeah.
phone.
You're like
I've been in the background just
A cobra eating a lion, eating a bunny.
Yeah, no, you leveled up. Your dragon mark appeared. Yeah, she's like, all right, IT wizard. What about the rest of you ladies?
I got climbing skills. I don't know if that's useful inside here, but if there's any kind of vantage point that's a little bit better to get to from above, I can certainly get up there.
And
All
if
right.
you, for me, I can do paperwork or organizing or, if you need to clean out your old clothes you don't wear anymore, I can like go through them. Like I'm basically like a Marie Kondo.
All of you give me a spot listen.
15. Let's go, fam.
Yeah, mama. 2 degrees
So
of
the
success.
maximum failure is 5, right? So that.
Correct. Can't be worse than 5.
I got 2 degrees of success.
2.
I'm still
0,
listing
2.
very loudly all the things that I could
Yeah.
do that are absolutely useless in an apocalypse.
Yeah, no, the crocheting skills, the back tuck, all that. Yeah. Anjali in Havana, while Becca is talking, which now you guys are slightly accustomed to zoning out a little bit when she's word salading because she's stressed.
So like I know some Shakespeare monologues.
Yeah, no, she's going into the depths of uselessness. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's art is always useful.
Out. Although that
Oh my
is
God, Dave, you're an
both-
artist. Don't do that.
yeah, but I mean
When there's a bone sticking out of my leg, art isn't going to put it back. So
Yeah,
I'm with
exactly.
you, Dave.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm really
Mhm.
squeamish around blood.
No, I'll go full Theoden, waxing poetic while I'm putting on the flak jacket and the gun to go fight.
Eyes
But
on the prize. What do you say, babe? Good day.
you two, as you look out again at like all the parked cars and things outside, you see 4 large shapes about the size of a person running on all 4s, running between 2 of the cars.
Mayor, I just spotted 4 of them down there, running right and like just pointing right out the window, right by the cars.
I saw him too. Okay, sorry, Meta. Is that normal?
I mean, you've never seen such a thing before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we sure that's them? They were like going very fast and they were on all 4s.
I don't care what it is. If it's on all 4s and it's moving that fast, I don't trust it in this circumstance.
She turns around and she looks and she picks up a radio and she goes, Beekman, we got some crawlers outside. He's like, crawlers this close? Yeah, crawlers. And she puts it down and she's like, you ladies are lucky you got in here when you did.
Yeah. What are crawlers?
Well, this is probably worth knowing because we need this word to spread. She goes, Beekman. He goes, yeah, boss. Can you motivate those crawlers to show themselves? And he goes,
Sounds gross.
I suppose so. Hold on a second.
Oh, you can just tell us.
And you hear him
don't-
be like, cover me, y'all. And you hear right when the radio goes dead. And a moment later, from towards the front of the building, you see a flare go out and land in the middle. And out of the shadows jumps 4 what you would have immediately thought were just like mangy wolves, maybe just like hairless bears. And they turn and look at you and they're like, and immediately jump back into the shadows.
All right.
Oh, great.
So they love light. Good thing we got in.
Wow.
And she looks and she's like, yeah, a lot of folks think that the infection only spreads to humans. One of the first things we learn is that ain't true. But
So those are infected wolves or
Bears?
We did see some stray dogs when we were outside, remember?
Maybe
Yeah,
both.
they look normal though, right?
The dogs you saw were just dogs. That what you just saw out there are not dogs. Yeah.
Who
Oh
shaved
man,
those
we should have
bears?
saved those doggies. They're gonna get bit.
They're just gonna die, and then you're gonna be sad all over again.
Right. So, Mayor.
Wow, okay. Well, so why wouldn't you say that about me?
So, Mayor, what can we do?
She says, well, I think, why don't y'all rest up a little bit? I'm sure you had a long trip, and we're probably gonna do our lineup. She looks out at the sky. She's like, we're probably gonna line up about 4 this time. We'll put you out there, and we're gonna see where you can fit in. It's all
What's a
same to you.
lineup?
That's when they're going to count and roll call.
Make sure we got everybody that we got, and figure
That's
out
really
where we're gonna do.
nice. Wow, what a nice community you have.
She says, yeah, and I hope we manage to live long enough to enjoy it, right?
Right.
And she stands up. She's like, if y'all don't mind, I got to get back to. And when you look down at the desk, you see there's all sorts of like, there's actually like maps and things drawn out where she's got like little X's, and there's like times also with numbers next to them.
Is that the watch?
She's like, it's the watch and a list of our encounters, trying to see if I got some sort of pattern or something that emerges out of it. Gotta
All
tell
right.
you, so far I ain't been able to make hide nor hair of it, other than the fact that they mostly come at night. And Skag speaks up, and he does say mostly.
Hold on, I'm really good at spreadsheets. Can I offer to help? I mean, if you really, if that's something I actually can do, that's helpful. I love formulas. I mean,
You
better
can,
Google Sheets, but if you don't have internet access, I can do Excel.
you can give me a search check, Becca.
1 degree of failure.
Now, this is one of those times that if you chose to use any of your
I'll use it.
competency,
I'm going to use a competency.
yes, Anjali, you about to say something?
No, I was just like, I was supporting her in that decision. I was saying yes.
It's difficult quite to figure out because honestly, her handwriting's kind of terrible. But you do think it takes you a second to kind of like get it, but you realize there's no pattern of where how often they're attacking the building, but the skirmishes that they have tracked are all 40 minutes apart. So you realize they do something every 40 minutes. Sometimes they're hitting here in the building. They might be hitting a patrol. They might be hitting over there. She kind of has it all over the place because she's just like, well, this happened at that time. This happened at that time. This happened at that time. Every 40 minutes after sundown.
Do you see? There's this rhythm. It's very, they must get hungry very quickly. As soon as their metabolism depletes whatever they have in their weird non-human stomachs, they have to feed again. Exactly like clockwork.
It's every 40 minutes after sundown, or every day at 40 minutes after sundown?
Every 40 minutes after sundown.
Oh, wow.
That's almost like they're on a schedule for like, you go now, you go now, you go now.
Once
Just
you
one at a time?
once you point it out to her, she's like, well, I'll be, and she starts like writing it on post-it notes and like rearranging it where it's all like the docks in a time, and then like, you know, the playground in a time, and you know, up through the basement in a time, and it does line out to 40 minutes. And she's like, how'd I never see that before?
You got to put it in a spreadsheet, you know?
Well, if we're alive tomorrow, you can arrange all the spreadsheets you want. Wow. And she's like, Beekman, I need you to come in here. I need to show you something. And she's like, yeah, you ladies get a little bit of rack time, and then we're gonna put you down there. But I tell you, either way, just giving us this has helped us a whole lot. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, Becca.
And unless you need to do anything else, they do they ask you first of all if you want separate quarters, if you want a room together, because there are empty rooms. It's a condo building, so I mean there's rooms.
I'd rather
Or a
stay
2-bedroom?
together.
Yeah.
Right. They set you up basically with like a suite, you know, where there's like a conjoining with like 2 and 2 type thing, and unless you do anything different, you do have the opportunity to sleep for a few hours if you choose.
Should we all take a watch?
Sure. Yeah, that's a great idea. And also,
I mean-
Becca, way to go on the spreadsheets.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like a thing I spent way too much time on pre-apocalypse. Just days on spreadsheets that no one else ever saw.
Who knew that would be the most useful thing in a freaking zombie apocalypse?
Who knew?
I would say that the spreadsheets can save the world, y'all. If you do take watch, basically you each will get 2.5 hours of sleep. Nothing happens except Havana, during your watch, something gets slid under the door.
Oh shit.
Ooh, I'm gonna before I pick it up, I'm gonna listen to what the footsteps do. Do they stay there or do they walk away?
Once you actually listen for it, they walk away. You do hear the odd footstep back and forth. I mean, there's still a few hundred people in this building. It can
Right.
support thousands, but I mean, it is by no means empty.
Right, but if something's under the
mhm.
door, I'm listening to
Right.
like, yeah.
Right. Nope.
Spatial
They
awareness kind of
slides
thing.
under and then walks away.
I'll pick it up.
It is a list of everyone in the building accounted for, and a list of names that are unaccounted for.
Is
There's currently 9 names unaccounted for, written there, and it says that that the lineup is at 4 o'clock tonight, and that we got some new faces in the building, that they helped us with our computer and in our tactical assessment. Please be kind to them.
Is
So this
Leon on the unaccounted for list?
No, Leon's on the accounted for list.
Okay.
So this is, I can presume this is something that's going under every door of somebody who's like in the watch or the militia or whatever.
It very much feels like something that was just photocopied and just slid under the door.
And I just want to look on like the back and just give it an extra once, or despite the main text, to see if there's anything else going on with it. Okay.
Just seems like it was just printed on some
Got
blue
it.
construction paper.
Love that.
Yep. Unless you all do anything else, you get your rack time. Presumably you're up and about by about 3:30 or so you could get in position.
I hate getting less than 8 hours sleep.
When was
I
the
don't know
last
how
time
you
you
can-
got 8 hours of sleep?
Yeah, how are you
Months.
sleeping at all?
Months. I'm just saying. Sucks.
You all hear pow 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 pow, ah! Pow 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 pow, echoing in the hallway.
Our hallway? But, oh my God. Okay. Everybody grab your shit
Grab
right now.
everything. Yeah. So
man,
I've
I
got
wish I had a gun right now.
I've got the 38. I've got the 38 in my right hand, and I've got my kukri in my left.
As you come out into the hallway, you hear doors opening and stuff like, no, it can't be now. It's too early. It's too early. Pow, 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 pow. Ah, help me. Help. Ah!
Let's run towards the sound. I run towards the sound. I want to help. I've got my hammer and the fishing knife in my left hand because I'm left-handed.
And I'm yelling out, Becca, come back, Becca.
Becca, when she says come back, do you come back or do you run forward?
I come back. I forgot it's not that kind of game. I mean, remember that my life is important and valuable, and I should probably do what Anjali says.
You all are up on about the 3rd floor, and once you kind of like collect yourself a little bit, you realize you hear the gunfire coming from the stairwell. So it is like somebody on a lower, they're shooting on the lower levels from where you are.
Okay.
I know you want to save everyone, but unless you've got something that you can shoot or fire at them, you stay back. Melee, nothing close up, okay?
Okay.
All right, what do we do? What do we do?
We got to go at least see what's happening down there. We just need to do it together.
Is there a stairwell on an other side of the building? Let's run to the opposite side of the building.
There would be a stairwell on the opposite side of the building. Yep.
Yeah, let's not get out of or straight into the frying pan.
Yeah, in a horror movie, you don't want to go upstairs though. We got to get back down to the first level, and I'd say far away from sound as possible then.
You see as like doors open and things, a couple people look around and promptly slam the door, and you can hear like furniture and things being dragged to prop up against doors and things. A couple of people come running out and head in the direction of the gunfire as you guys are heading the other way. And a few people do go to the stairwell and very much start heading upwards as you guys start heading downwards.
Where are you going?
They're all like, somewhere safe.
Yeah.
Ain't nowhere safe.
I'll lead. Fuck.
I have a ranged weapon. I can be very close to you, Anjali.
Yeah, and your ranged weapon is a little bit slower than mine, though. So be right here.
Okay.
I'll watch your backs.
And anyone who's walking behind us, someone be back to back, so you guys are actually watching the back.
I'm literally turned around backwards, kind of like sidestepping down the stairs.
And before we do this, I grabbed the flare gun out of the backpack, and I just hold it behind me and say, "Someone take this. Take this."
I'll take it, but I'll give it to Becca because I only have a two-handed weapon.
Fair.
Oh, I put my hammer back into my waistband so I can hold the flare gun.
No, just to distract.
You all make it down, and you come out on the side of the stairs that were near where City Hall was, but at the far end of the hallway, one of the lights is shot out, and and you very much see someone laying on the ground over there.
Do we recognize them?
You think it's somebody that you saw from that initial militia lineup when you came in? He didn't say anything.
I don't trust that person hasn't been bitten, you guys. I don't know.
It's
I don't want to murder somebody.
Well, if they're down, we got to see if they're bit, and then if they are bit, we have to take them out for the sake of everyone in this whole building.
Okay, but there's time between when they're alive and when they're dead transformed. So let's deal with it.
Okay. Were you bit? Everybody, I hold the flare gun at them just in case.
You shoot him?
I've got my gun trained on them. Do I need to hold for composure, or do I just train it, or do I just shoot?
Do you intend, if you want to shoot him, shoot him. Yep.
Oh my God.
Very much like.
Oh, shoot him, Anjali, shoot him. Over the head.
That's a 2.
How many successes is that?
Damn.
Pistol.
Yeah, for you there.
Right side column. 3.
3 successes. Top of his head blows off. Stops moving.
Anjali, that was incredible.
Oh my God, I'm gonna be sick.
That was very lucky.
From further ahead, you hear pow, 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 pow.
Wait, where's that orange tarp? Give me that tarp.
You guys do have a waterproof tarp. You do.
Okay.
Place it over the body.
It's a waste.
Do you go closer to it? Because it is where everything's cast in the shadows over there in darkness.
Yeah. If we are moving anywhere, it's up against a wall.
Mm-hmm.
2 of us facing forward, 2 of us facing behind, I think. Yes.
As you are moving along now, you start to hear, like, especially down here on the first floor, you can hear the howling of the wind. Like,
can we see inside any open doors to see if there's a broken window?
When you can look, the windows are just like rattling. It's just like hurricane force winds are bombarding. Like it is a huge blizzard is rampaging outside now.
You guys, I hate to be this guy, but I think we got to get back upstairs again. I don't know how many of these windows have been shot out already. I don't know what's about to come in.
Wait, hold on. I don't have a gun. Let me check this body. Can you get my back?
Yeah.
Okay. You gonna creep up and try and loot him?
I want to loot the body.
All right.
I'm going to pull out my flashlight and just try to shine it in the direction that Becca is to help her see a little bit and to help us see more in the darkness.
But I spread the tarp over his head because the brains are like really gross.
Yeah, no, it's like very much like his head is blown open.
Yeah, I cover the head.
And he's basically laying dead right in front of Skaggs' store. He's not Skaggs, but he's basically right in front of the store is where he's dead. You do recover that he's got a 9mm handgun with 7 bullets left, including the one in the chamber. So one in the chamber, 6 in the clip.
Excellent. You want?
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna. I have too many things here. Somebody take this flare gun.
I'll take it.
Out of the darkness,
Whoa.
Out of the darkness, you see something comes like charging out at you, right there, just outside the stairwell.
I take the fishing knife and I just slash.
I'm also gonna shoot my bow.
Hold on a second.
I think we're in a hallway.
Is it that close that she can slash at it, or is it still far enough away that she can?
Oh no, it very much is lunging here. Hold on a second.
Oh no.
But I would have been behind Becca going to
Yes.
grab the flare, so.
Yep. Hold on.
Becca, fire that flare in its dirty mouth.
She gave it to you, didn't she?
She was giving it to me and she got pounced.
Arm was held back at you.
Yeah, no, I
And
mean,
then
no,
I've got
you, no, Havana, you have the flare in your possession.
I
Like,
successfully grabbed it. Okay.
yeah.
Then I'm gonna fire that flare into its dirty mouth. Because they're afraid of light, right? We saw that earlier, so.
Theoretically, yes. Hold on a second. Sorry.
Or they're afraid of what's in flares? Is sulfate? Sulfur? Something like that?
I don't know.
See, I told you they don't like stinky things. Told you. Full circle.
Does anyone have a specialty in explosives?
A specialty in stinky sticks?
I do have a specialty in stinkiness.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. I know what I need here. I apologize. I just had to look up the right thing. Becca. It's perfect. That's what I want. Becca, it scrambles towards you and attempts to bite you. You can give me your
Slashing.
well, are you going to try and stand your ground and fight it, or are you going to try and get out of the way while it's trying to bite you?
Oh, I'm much better at dodging. Yes, I jump out of the way.
You can give me dodge.
Okay.
Go, Becca, go.
Do a yoga, Becca.
I do a child's oh, what's that called?
Don't
when you have
do
your feet
child's
in-
pose.
No, it's like a backwards
Terrible idea.
Yep, just roll it.
I got 3 degrees of success.
Yes.
Love that for us. Love that for us.
It lunges to bite, and Becca basically like does back tuck over this dead body in the middle, giving you a clear shot with the flare gun should you choose to try and shoot it, Havana.
Okay, if I shot the flare gun, is that going to be, since it's such a close range, would that just turn into melee?
No, it's still a firearm.
Would it change my score at or the percentage I use it in any way? No. Okay.
It would not.
Did it missing Becca? Did it like hit the wall and sort of like disorient itself, or
nope? Just snapped. She got out of the way.
Okay, I think
firm pose, the opposite of child's pose, and then I flip backwards.
I don't think I'm gonna try to aim for it because I don't have good aiming skills. So I think what I'm gonna try to do is just aim at the ground around it and hope that the light theory or stink theory sticks.
All right, still roll it. Roll your firearms.
Okay, but
because there's still a chance something can go terribly wrong.
Oh my god, I hate this game.
Welcome to Outbreak Undead.
Now you understand.
What is it under? Is it under train?
It is a train skill right-hand column. Yeah, if you don't deeply question at least once while you're playing this game, you're not doing it right.
You're not doing it right. Well, I'll tell you what, that was really bad. 87.
Oh shit.
How do you not hit the ground? Give me a break here, V-Day.
How many degrees of failure is that?
Say 5? What you did instead, Vanna. Say what you did instead.
Is that 5?
5.
If it's 5, you can still burn a competency point to make it 4. So it's not catastrophic.
Here's what is going to happen unless you all intervene somehow. She's going to shoot Becca with the flare gun.
Oh, well, she will like it.
I dodged with the...
She will like it. Just, yeah, it'll be fine.
Tell you what happens. As she's going to shoot the flare gun, because I tend to jump in and do shit before talking to people, I was pulling around with my kukri, and I just knock her just a little bit off of her balance, so that instead of shooting Becca, she ends up shooting right next to her.
It was five total successes, right?
Or you failed so badly the flare gun wasn't even functional in the first place.
5
Becca,
successes,
please
right?
don't help us do badly.
That's all I got
shooting Becca.
You see, she pulls out the flare gun and gets ready to shoot, and is like,
Yeah.
And you realize something bad's about to happen, you shoulder into her. In Havana, you drop the flare gun and it skitters past the zombie to the other side of the hall.
All right, so we don't have flare gun anymore. That's fine. We didn't shoot back then.
In
yes,
all
Trisha.
of this, I wanted to pull out my bow and take a shot at the zombie.
You go for it. You said you had it in your hands, so yes, you can go ahead and roll.
Okay. 1 degree of success.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, and sorry, do I like get experience for fucking that shit up? Like,
no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not how this game works.
That is not. 1 degree of success. The arrow lands in its shoulder and it just goes.
Oh
God! Back at you instead, Trisha.
And as it is coming for Trisha, I go with my left hand, the kukri, since I already fired. And I go with my kukri slashing weapon.
Give me your dodge, Trisha.
Oh no.
And yes, you can make your attack, Anjali.
2 failure, 2 degrees of
2
failure.
failures. So, what do you got there, Anjali?
I have a 13. I love this. Look. All right. So, I can't make this show on the thing.
That's that. No, I believe you. So how many successes is that?
13 on a slashing. 13. So that is, my slashing is 37. So 3, right? Because you have 1, 2, 3. Yep.
So are you going to attempt to compensate for Trisha's 2 degrees of failure?
Absolutely. So I will have 1 degree of success.
You will have one degree of success. Yes.
I'll use my other 2 degrees to save her 2 degrees of failure, right? You had 2 degrees of failure?
So you stab it and it stumbles backwards slightly.
Can I tell you what I do? Is that okay?
1 degree is not enough to kill it. So anything that is other than killing it, yes, you absolutely can.
But instead of, because it's a slashing weapon and it's a kukri, it's lunging for her. And as she goes away, I slash at the hand, like at the wrist where it's going, and the kukri slashes that hand right off.
That is enough to take off one of his hands, and stinky blood starts spraying out of it.
Get away, get away, get away.
Very gross and very acrid.
I grab the tarp and I pull it over my head.
Oh my
God. Havana, or actually, what is Havana doing during this?
I'm pretty sure I got fucking pushed, so I guess I'm reeling from that.
you just got shoulder checked. I mean, like you still can do a thing. Yeah.
I can't. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm trying to find the flare gun.
Oh, the flare gun. You'd have to get past it to get to the flare gun. Do you want to try and go past it?
Don't go past it.
And you don't know if there's anything else over there where the flare gun went.
I'm just gonna yell out, "We need to go upstairs."
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Everyone retreat.
Right. You guys
I'm on the ground and I backwards crab walk real fast and I have that 9mm in one hand.
I'll like tuck my elbow under Becca's arm and try and like scoop her up onto her feet.
Help me up.
All right.
Awesome.
You do. You get her up. Trisha, what are you doing?
If I'm recovered enough at this point, I would like to pull out my bow, knock an arrow, and hold it back and slowly back out with the rest of the party, but with the arrow pointed at the zombie.
So it charges because it's a mindless killing machine. So
after Vanna picks me up, I wanna figure out how to turn the safety off on the 9mm, and if I can do that, try and put one in his head.
Make a firearms check.
Okay, Trisha.
Because it is making a beeline for Anjali right now.
Okay.
Because she heard it. It was all claws and teeth.
Two degrees of failure.
How many?
2. If it's 30, then that's just 2 degrees.
Well, what's your number?
63 on 33.
No, that's 3, right?
Yeah, that's 3. That is 3 degrees of failure.
0.
Wait, 0 to 9 is 0 to 9. Sorry, yeah, you're right.
So Anjali, give me your dodge.
Fuck, this is not good. I want to show you this so no one thinks that I am bullshitting you, but this is another 13.
I believe so how many successes is that?
3 successes.
That was 3 successes, and Becca, you had 3 failures. Anjali, you go to move out of the way and you have to duck because Becca was about to shot a bullet right past your head and you end up standing right in front of it as it is bearing down on you.
Okay.
Would you like to spend a competency point?
I would like to spend a competency point. Thank you very much for asking.
Mm-hmm.
And
go ahead. You tell me what you do.
Is that enough for me to take another attack action?
It is enough for you to get out of the way and save yourself from the imminent bite you're about to.
Let me do that. So I leap backwards out of the way when I see it coming towards me.
So as you guys are scrambling towards the stairwell, it is still very much scrambling forward. It has been shot with an arrow and it has a hand cut off. I mean, it's clearly wounded, but it also is clearly not stopping. You all kind of know that unless you do something drastic to get away, like it's going to chase you the whole way up the stairs, biting and clawing.
And I'm just screaming, go, 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 go.
Are there any filing cabinets or like a big metal cabinet or anything in the hallway?
Not out here in the hallway. You saw lots of those type of things in the mayor's office and city hall, but if you go in there, you'll be stuck in that one room.
Yeah.
How long will it take me, B. Dave, before I can loose another arrow?
So technically these have there's speed dice that are with it, but again, I'm not going to add a whole new mechanic right now. So I will say enough time has passed that you can shoot at it again with your bow and arrow.
Okay. Damn it.
Oh no, don't say that.
I know. It's 2 degrees of failure.
So again, you could spend your competency points if you spent them both to get to 0 degrees, which would hit it, but not necessarily strike a particularly devastating blow. But you would shoot it with the arrow.
Okay, I'll use both mine.
Okay, that is enough for you to shoot it. Roll. Technically, I was remiss in that we did not roll your damage for the first arrow, so I'm going to let you roll 4d6. Now, this is what is called an exploding dice system. So if you get a 6, you roll it again and add that to the damage.
Come on, mama.
And so anywhere in the book, if you see a number that says 5 with an exclamation point, that's what it means.
Uh, 16.
Nice.
So that was my first arrow, was for 16 damage.
Well, was that all four dice? Because it's 2 and 2. That's why I said roll 4.
It was all 4, and I had 1 sploder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's total 16.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the arrows are 2 each, and I realized I hadn't asked you to roll for the first arrow, so that's 2 of the dice, and then you shot it again, so 2 dice. Trisha, you realize your hands are shaking while you're doing this, as this thing is like snapping and biting, and you right in its neck, and it's
that's a girl.
And it still is trying to come forward as it's collapsing, but it's
oh my god,
run, you slowed it down. That was amazing.
It does stop moving eventually and just lays there bleeding.
Let's still go.
Yes, run up we're going back up.
There's just more where he came from. Someone grab the tarp.
I'm following Anjali.
Yep, you guys.
It was kind of over my head because I pulled it to get the spray from the hand.
So she is sort of like, yeah.
Becca's just wearing a orange blood cape, and we're here for it.
There is an orange blood cape,
but I'm working it.
That's right, girl.
True. You are serving face with the orange blood cape. As you guys are, so where there's it's a 14-story building, and you guys are on the first floor. Where is it that you're heading?
We came from the 3rd.
You came from the 3rd.
Let's see if there's any group of people congregated in any of the hallways that safety in numbers.
It seems like all the people were running up, so I'm guessing that the zombies have to enter the building on the first floor or underground somehow if everybody thinks up is safer.
Yeah, right, and maybe they have something in place. I mean, they're the ones that live here, so maybe we should follow their lead.
Honestly, we probably should have done that originally.
You saw both. You saw some people did run towards the sound of the commotion. Some people clearly ran from the sound of the commotion, and some people just slammed and locked their doors. You saw all 3.
Some people downstairs are probably militia, and we ain't that. So let's go up.
Okay.
Okay, we did kill 2 zombies though.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to push our luck. Let's not get caught.
I'm running after you as I'm very impressed with you guys. And
you all are running upstairs and you hear a radio crackle like, oh, Lord God. Oh, there's so many of them. We are in trouble down here. We're in so much trouble.
Where's that coming from?
It's echoing in the stairwell. Somebody in the stairwell has a radio. You don't see who. Because as you
Above
look
us?
up, it's 14
Yeah.
floors of stairs. It's just like, industrial stairwell going up. So it could be
And
anywhere.
above us, they're in trouble?
You hear a radio coming from up above where somebody's calling through the radio saying, they
Okay,
say, we're in
keep
trouble
going
down
up.
here.
Keep going up. Whoever's got the radio.
As we're going up, can we take it as we're going up? Can we see inside the hallways as we're going from floor to floor?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you sure
so
can.
As we pass the second floor, I take a look at what's going on the second floor. Anything? Any action? Any activity?
You see a giant blood splatter on the wall, but nothing else.
Okay, I slam the door shut, whatever the emergency fire door is shut, and keep going.
Okay. As you all are
I
running
think we
upwards,
sprint past as Anjali is checking one hallway, and then the next person goes up, checks hallway 3.
You guys hear
clear.
Doom, 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 doom. And when you look over, you see one of them is vaulting from level to level, climbing all the way up because it got a 1 on its climbing check, which is a crit.
That is not right.
Oh
That
my
is
God.
against God.
Inside the stairwell, or
Coming up the stairs,
Let's-
as you guys look over, it is like jumping from level to level coming
And
up.
we're kind of between 2 and 3 now?
Mhm.
Oh, wait,
I said
Let's-
you guys made it to between 4 and 5 by the time.
Okay, let's run down the hallway of
Wait,
5.
I want to do
Yes.
something.
Yes,
Can I do something?
absolutely.
Okay. I've got a pull tab can of SpaghettiOs. Can I pour the can of SpaghettiOs on the bar it's gonna jump to, getting up to us to see if I can make it slip?
You absolutely can. It had a fantastic one before, but I will force a re-roll, which the second time rolls a 94. So it
Uh-oh.
Hey,
SpaghettiOs.
boom, 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 boom.
This infected death brought to you by Chef Boyardee.
I was really looking
It's-
forward to eating those.
You would have eaten
You
something
saved
very
us.
different if
Can't good moves.
Yeah. It does fall and splat, and when you look down, you see down below. Holy shit, they're getting great climb checks. 2 more of them come and look up and just go.
I'm out of SpaghettiOs.
The same thing, but you have a little bit of a head start this time. He got a 1, which was a crit. Now they got a 3.
What's wrong with your dice?
Anybody have anything in their packs that we can throw at them?
Yep.
Anyone? Bueller? Anyone?
Just keep running up.
You have bullets and arrows or
keep
things.
running.
Yeah.
Keep running.
They very much are like coming after you as you're running upwards. You realize by your estimation, probably it'll catch up to you before you're between the 4th and the 5th floor. You think you could make it probably to about the 7th and before it caught up to you.
I have acetone nail polish remover, but like the real stuff, 100% acetone.
Yeah, let's save that for something else. Let's duck into one of the hallways so where we can actually get that.
Bad to pour.
So like the 6th floor maybe. All right. So you guys cut out on the 6th floor as you see this boom, 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 boom coming up after you, and as you go in, it is a hallway. It looks literally just like the one that you were at before.
Okay.
I mean, you've gone up, but I mean, they're all pretty contiguous.
Everybody split up and slam the fire door behind us. Everybody split up and knock on a different door. Maybe see if anybody will let us in.
You're like boom, 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 boom. After a minute, you're like, "Hey, come on, man! I'm trying to get some rest."
There's infected out here. Let us in.
But wait, how do I know like you're not
The infected
infected?
can't fucking talk. Let us in, goddammit.
The door cracks and you see this long-haired skinny guy with this
Leon,
like
it's
shitty beard. It's like,
Yeah.
what? I don't even like know you. Did you say you're pushing past him?
I lunge at the door as well.
Yeah, boom.
Like we all do.
Come on, that's not cool. And he like, falls back as you
We slam the door behind him.
As soon as
lock
everyone's in.
Everything that we can up against it, and I turn around and I say, "Are you Leon?"
he's like, oh wait, like, I mean, I know I like pay
Right.
for a lot of OnlyFans. I didn't think you babes made house calls though. Like, holy shit. Wow. You guys don't live here.
Go lock yourself in the bathroom.
Leon, what do you got in here? You got anything? You got any weapons in here? You got anything?
I mean, he's like, well, I mean, if you want to party, like I was twisting up, you know,
Awesome.
like this.
Whatever. I'm sure he's got a bong. I'm sure that's what he's got right there.
That's literally what he has. Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
If anyone doesn't have any kind of a melee weapon, I suggest that they grab that bong as such.
Is there anything we can push in front of the door?
Yeah, he's got like a bookshelf. Yeah. It's like it's a fairly Spartan place. Most of the things are like built-ins. So you pull a bookshelf over,
15
and when
copies
you
of
do,
Howard Zinn?
you hear outside in the hallway.
I've got my hand over Leon.
He is a
Punch him.
Now's an important point of clarification that we never arrived at before. When they brought you all the fresh clothing before, did you change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we went into the room, not out in the hallway with the guys, but when we went in there and we had to like
Nobody
strip
smells
down
like
for the
vomit anymore. Everybody's cleaned up.
I kind of always smell like vomit, but
No, you don't.
very slight.
All of you give me a spot listen. And if this goes wrong, I won't punish you. This is just to see whether or not you notice something.
ooh, I lose.
Got it. 1.
0 degrees.
One success or one on the die?
Success.
Doesn't matter if we smell like vomit. Doesn't his apartment smell like weed?
Becca,
1 success.
you're like, no, I changed clothes. I don't smell like vomit. I'm good to... And you realize you're covered in blood. There's blood all over this tarp. And you took it and ran with it all the way right to here. The rest of you haven't put this together at all.
I run to the window and I throw it out.
Go to the bathroom. The bathroom. Rinse off. Go, go, go.
You go to the window and outside is black dark. You know it's only about 5 o'clock, but the blizzard is raging. And Leon just goes...
Don't open the window. Don't open the window. Go to the bathroom. Rinse
You
off.
gotta
Go.
get rid of no, it smells like blood.
Rinse it off.
I do what she says.
As you make a cursory examination, you don't think these windows do open, to tell you the truth. And you go, and would you just like bodily hop in the shower and throw the thing off and like, Okay.
Me and the tarp and all of it in the shower.
I make sure Leon's not being creepy about it.
I got my clothes on still.
Well,
yeah.
well,
I don't care.
presumably
He's a
Anjali
weird
still has
creep.
hands on
yeah,
him, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, are you still covering his mouth and like holding him down?
With
Everything.
one hand, and I've got my pistol in the other.
He once he heard the zombie noises outside, like a lot of the creeperish, like he's like holding on to you, but you were like not in a creeper way, like in a like
Right.
mommy save me sort of way, while
Right.
you've got a hand over his mouth, and he's like, and he does like slowly reach over for the table, and you realize he's super reaching for a joint.
Okay. I'm watching him, and I just go, and I pull my arm back away. And I go check on Becca.
When you go over and, Becca, you have rinsed, as far as you can tell, like there's no blood on you anymore. Because again, you won't hurt. It was just transfer from there. You all hear Leon say, "We're gonna fucking die, man. We're gonna fucking die."
I smack Leon with the baseball bat in the back of the head.
He rolled a 93 on his composure, so he has literally no chill.
Oh my god.
Roll your melee, Havana.
Ooh, baby, that's a 12. Let's go. Blunt. So that's gonna be 2 degrees of success.
He's like, "We're gonna die! Holy shit, we're gonna die!" And
aluminum baseball bat to the back of the head.
It makes that satisfying plink noise. With 2 successes, you don't crack his head open, but you absolutely put him out. And
I want to check immediately to see if he's bleeding anywhere from the head.
as you do, hang on, let's see. We'll let fate decide. He is. And you know, scalp injuries bleed a lot. So although she didn't shatter his head, you have gashed him, and it's starting to come out.
Let's look around while I'm in his bathroom. I'm going to see if there's a medicine cabinet and if he has any first aid bandages that I could wrap around.
Yes,
Okay.
Anjali.
Yeah, most of all, get a towel or something to stop the bleeding so there's no smell of blood now coming from here too.
Yeah, absolutely. I also have the first aid.
I hear
skill,
you
so
yell
if we
that
can
or
find
whisper that.
anything I could use. I could try to like stop the bleeding.
You know, kind of like you pillows and things, you kind of like push it over him, like you realize you might actually smother him, but maybe it doesn't matter at this exact second as you're applying pressure to his head there, you know. He is not dead, but I mean he is unconscious. And as you're applying the pressure, you hear boom! From on the other side of the wall, you hear a loud commotion.
And then it stops.
Mm-hmm. And then on your door, boom, 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 because they rolled a 1 to pick up you.
You're cheating me, Dave.
I got no reason to lie to you. I don't know if it's gonna show up. That's
yeah.
Oh my God.
Whoever's got weapons, train them on that door.
I get very far away from Anjali, so I'm not standing behind her at all, and I take out my 9mm.
Wait, is there light in this room?
I mean, but normal apartment lights. I mean, not like anything like in any way blinding. They are not rolling particularly well to break through the doors, and they are surprisingly. I almost rolled another 1. It landed cocked. I gave it to you and made it a 41. But I am not a monster.
Bless you. Bless you.
On the other side of the door, there is one.
That's true. Yeah, I'm like I simply represent what the world demands. These, you know, the even though this is all like very like industrial, again, the military construction is like they're actually like metal doors, and the bookshelf seems like it's holding, but you definitely see like a couple of like dents, like.
Does the ceiling have those panels that you can push up, or is it solid drywall?
I'm gonna say yeah. Same. See, now it worked to your advantage. I was gonna give you a 30% chance. I got the 21. So yes, you do this. You do think there is a like slidable crawl space.
Okay, I run into the little kitchenette and jump on the counter in order to get up to push up, which is pretty far away from the door, I imagine, and to see if I can start crawling up there, see if there's like anything.
You don't know where that goes, and that is only one way in and one way out on either side.
Well, there's like a whole layer in between the floors, I imagine.
You're gonna push it up and poke your head up there? Okay. Give me
your give me a spot. Don't say it like that. Why are you gonna say it like that?
I've got a 9mm, so as I put the gun first, and then I put my eyeballs.
Give me your spot. Listen.
Don't die, Becca.
Oh my God. Leon's twin.
4 degrees of failure?
4 degrees of failure?
No, seems legit. All clear. Dark up there, though.
Oh, wow. The meta hurts me.
If we got what do you guys want to do? We could crawl up here.
Well, it's staying here and waiting for them to break the door down, and we might be able to kill them, or we can try and get out of this room and not be caught in a foxhole in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you towards the ladder.
You do have a climbing expert. Were you to choose to?
We can follow her lead. Anjali?
It's a vent, you guys. There is one way into.
It's a whole layer above the ceiling in between the next
not
floor.
A vent. Yeah.
You know, it is like those particle boardish type things. You do know, however, it's possible, but it'd be precarious as hell, Anjali. You kind of got to get to one of those like centralized stud type things, you know, because obviously if you
like a big I-beam.
It's all cardboard the whole way. You know what I mean? So you kind of got to be careful. One false move, you will come out of it.
Like
right.
Anjali's gonna be our stud finder.
Yeah,
Here's-
well, next to the window, next to the wall.
Here's what we're gonna do.
hiding.
Somebody take no, don't take it. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna pull my quick draws from my climbing kit.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna go over to where Becca was. I'm gonna
Mhm.
have my 38
Mhm.
and scope it out, make sure that there's nothing coming. And as it happens, I'm gonna look for studs. And whenever there is a stud, I'm gonna loop a quick draw with a carabiner on it. Loop a
Mhm.
quick draw there so that we have something to hold on to, like a little swing, and everybody
Mhm.
has that. And my
Mhm.
climbing rope in the back, I'm also gonna put it through like I'm lead climbing.
Mhm.
So that's going to come through. So we have basically a system for everybody to be guiding. And if someone falls through anything, they've got the rope and they've got the anchor above them. So we're basically lead climbing our way through this area.
Give me your climb check.
Ooh. Ooh.
This is just me, right?
Mm-hmm. Just you.
Uh-oh.
So my climb is 67 and I rolled a 9. So that's 5 degrees of success.
Damn. Okay.
Dang.
You're the best dice ever.
So-
Can I get some of those?
What I'm gonna do? You guys see Anjali shimmies up like a spider monkey, like, and immediately does exactly what she
You
just
don't
said
get
she
these
was doing.
guns by doing nothing.
That is true.
True.
So here is how, with that extreme amount of success, I'm gonna say, Anjali, you make it across. And there are 5 total degrees of successes for climb. You other 3 still make your climb checks against this pool of 5. If you have more failures than this, it's gonna be what it is.
Guess
But
what? Becca loves some indoor climbing at the holidays, so this is something that I have some ability in.
Can't
But
verify.
I'll take up the back.
Again, I'm like, great kid, don't
I
get
sort of
cocky.
like go
Yeah.
go 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 go, and I'm gonna take
Um,
up the back because I have the other pistol.
None. Yeah.
Also, with that level of success, Anjali, and the fact that you are carefully making your way through and securing things and kind of watching every step, you make out through some of the cracks in the where you get that like
Mhm.
eighth of an inch of light down there. There are 4 shapes moving in the main hallway.
Below us.
Hmm.
Okay, so whoever
You are currently crawling over it.
crawling over above us.
No. You are in the ceiling like you
We are
intend.
crawling over it.
Out
Okay,
in the hallway where the door is being beaten on, you see 4 shapes out there.
gotcha. So
Oh God, I'm glad we didn't.
whoever is right behind me, as soon as I see them come up, I do this and I go.
Trisha or Vanna, who is next?
Yeah, it would probably be me.
Again, you guys have 5 total successes you're working off of to begin with. So make your climb check, and
Make your
we'll
climb
see.
Okay,
check.
should we all
We'll
do it at the
see.
same time?
You're
Cool.
welcome to.
Dang!
Oh, yay!
That's my
3
Three
degrees of failure.
successes.
One
Three-
success.
3, so you're
Yeah!
at 9 successes, 12 total.
No, 3
again.
failure. 3 failure
Oh,
for
3
me.
failure.
That's
All right,
okay.
so hang on.
That's okay.
So
I
we'll
have
say we'll take.
67 in climbing.
that's-
That's stupid.
That's
2.
okay. It's a hard percentage.
So that's still a total of 2 from Anjali's successes there. And how many was that for you, Trisha?
3 successes.
So that's you back up to 5. And how many for you, Havana? 1, 6.
I'm kind
you
of shaking
guys-
because I had all that blood on me, and I said I don't like blood.
Yeah,
No, this is a lot. A lot of things are happening. You are like, no, I got this. As you guys are walking, Anjali, you see, as they sort of skitter across slowly, cautiously. Becca very much is like, no, I got this. It's fine. And immediately goes to put her hand right through one of those ceiling tiles. And you kind of like pull a little bit on the safety ropes.
Yeah.
Ooh, love that. Yeah.
Gives me a wedgie, and I deserve it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm.
And then you sort of make your way across again. So you guys kind of have a choice. You can either try and enter another one of the apartments, or you can make it to the opposite stairwell. Keep in mind, the opposite stairwell is where the chaos started in the first place.
Right.
So, or, trying to even maybe make it higher up but you don't know that you could come through the floor as such, but you could see if maybe there's some other access point, if there's like air ducts. I mean, you could try
Can you
to
do a
make your
spot
way
listen to like see what we have around us where we
Mhm.
are?
I sure will.
And can all of us do a spot listen?
That's
Mhm.
bad.
Guys, we just left Leon there.
Yeah, that's okay.
Boom! You hear the door kick in.
That's not Leon anymore.
He was bit anyway, you know.
No, he wasn't bit. You hit him with a baseball.
No. Remember when we came in, Sky was like, "That dude's probably got a bite. He'd never tell anybody."
Right. Yep.
In your limited interactions with Leon, you realize why that assessment was so. That is 2, Anjali.
2 degrees of success.
2 for Anjali on the spot listen.
Anyone?
Failed.
Anybody else?
Oh,
How many?
sorry.
4.
I got a 1. 1
So-
success.
1 success. So that's just a 3. So you're 1 negative. It comes to you, Trisha.
Not a good face. Not a great face.
I rolled 100 and my spot listens 31.
So that
It only
is
goes up to 5,
so that's
right?
yeah. That's 5. That's 5 fails. No, this all seems legit. It's fine. You guys are good.
Do you have any competency points to mitigate that at all? So it's not a catastrophic.
Well, you guys are currently sitting at 7 negative. I guess the max 5. So yes, you guys are sitting at 5 against right now on this spot.
I used my competency points for my bow.
I have some. I just don't know if this is where we need to.
We are walking over infected. I would say, yeah.
Yeah, we're infected that we have already clocked.
Well, realistically, you can't get it into the positives. So I will let you decide just how bad you want to make it. That's all.
All right.
But this is just a spot and listen that you prompted us with.
Yeah, no, right now it seems all good.
Yeah,
no, and
just,
she
I think to make
requested.
it,
She requested a spot listen.
I
But we
think
don't
to
know
make
which way to go is the problem.
Well-
There's sound every which way, right?
Well,
I don't hear anything.
Yes, Savannah.
The stairwell that was chaotic earlier does not mean it's chaotic now. I mean, we know for a fact 4 of them are outside of the apartment we were just in, so we know at least 4 of them are occupied. And one of them did a spaghetti-o, so we know 5 are accounted for.
Don't know how many of them there are.
I mean, there's a whole cruise ship full of zombies.
Oh, are these the cruise ship babies?
Maybe.
No. They said these were the zombified like wolves and bears.
Bears.
No, these are
bears.
humans. These are people.
Oh,
these do
wait,
these
the
do not
crawlers
look.
are people.
These are not the crawlers outside were wolves and bears. These look like humans.
Okay.
They're zombs.
Are they wearing Hawaiian shirts?
They're not wearing anything.
They're naked.
So, okay, we have just failed our spot listen, which means we are not seeing.
Realistically, you don't know you failed. You know, you're like,
right, that's
seems
meta.
legit.
Go towards the opposite stairs.
I'm gonna tug on tug on the lead to get Anjali's attention and like sort of nod my head towards the stairwell.
Havana,
I'm right
give me
behind
your
you.
dexterity, please, or a dodge check.
Oh, am I about to be attacked through the ceiling?
Don't do it.
Oh no, that's actually pretty
Don't do it,
good. It's a 0.
Oh shit.
What?
No,
So,
that's 100.
That's 100.
No.
All
I
zeros?
rolled a 26 and I have a 26 in dodge.
Oh,
Oh, so that's one success.
Oh, it's 1. Oh, okay. Sorry.
That is yeah, because to your benefit, that is
Okay.
1.
Got it.
That is not enough. So
I will now use a competency to increase my dodge score by 1.
at the risk of being meta, I will tell you 4 successes is what you need to beat. Because a hand busts up through the ceiling and grabs Havana's leg and begins pulling her down through the ceiling.
I'm right behind
Does-
Havana, and I want to grapple.
Does you want to try and grapple to stop her from pulling?
I want to grapple her leg and
Okay.
yank it back.
So you
I'm gonna
had
lose
1.
that.
You spent a competency, so that's 2. You now have 2 degrees of failure to
Actually,
account for.
Can I use my hold actually to hold on her to her leg and yank it back?
That's a different thing. Yeah, no, grapple's what you want. Hold action is like aiming, preparing. Like if you're like wait for our signal. Like that's that your ability to stay cool, what Leon could not do. Is what
Either
hold is.
grapple or a
If I'd
lift
have known.
pull, right? A lift. If her
Grapple.
lift
I will take grapple or lift pull, whichever is higher.
Better.
But between the 3 of you, you need to beat 2 levels of failure. Do you have another competency point, Havana? Or
Yeah.
do you, if you want to spin both, they will only need to beat 1 total degree of failure.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So-
Are we all lift pulling? Is that what we're doing?
It's up to you
Hey.
guys. She's about to get dragged out of the ceiling.
Guess what? I got one more
Only need
competency.
success.
One for spreadsheet and one when I see my Vanna in trouble.
Okay,
I
so
love
roll it. Roll your grapple then.
Oh,
Or are you just gonna use the
I
competency?
just want to use
and
my
not chance it?
competent.
Okay.
Yeah, because I could do worse. Let's use the competency.
Yeah, no, you could make it worse. Okay, so you have canceled it out to 0. Havana, you get a gnarly scratch down your calf as it is pulling at you. And you manage to stay up in the ceiling, but down underneath you.
I want to shoot at it.
Okay, you gonna shoot?
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
leave it.
In Havana, your leg is janked.
I love that for me.
Yeah, unless it means zombie time.
Complete failure at the shoot. I
It's-
think I missed completely, and then that which the door that had been knocked open by the other 3 zombies that were in the apartment. Now they know to run towards us.
I will accept that. So currently you guys are in the ceiling now with an injured Havana, and everybody, all of the infected underneath very much know you're in the ceiling. And you hear boom, bam, boom, boom. And you see every once in a while, like a head pops up. Like you can tell they're just jumping. They're jumping, like trying to like scramble up and like.
Is there anywhere that we can go up? Is there another thing that we can go through?
Well, you failed your spot listen to know at the time. So the only thing you know is the other apartments are towards the stairs.
All right.
Since I will give you one more spot listen, Angela,
Or,
simply because you are an
search?
expert at these things. I'll give you search. If whichever's higher.
I was shooting, so I think I'm too busy.
Mm-hmm.
That 1 degree of success. It's not a lot.
You're like, air duct? Air duct.
Air duct. It's not
Yeah. You're like, that's it. That's all you got is air duct.
I don't trust those.
Yeah.
Those are just going to get us trapped. I think we got to grab her and fucking book it to the other stairwell.
Try for the other stairwell.
It's the only egress.
You guys managed to get over and you come down, and right as you come down, you see like out in the hallway, one of them looks goes, "Rawr!"
I was in the lead, so as I come down,
Mhm.
I shoot.
Do you want to shoot or do you want to slam the fire door on it?
Oh,
Or
the
do
door
both?
is there.
Yeah,
There's
there's a fire. There's like
Slam
a
the fire door.
big thick fire door. Yeah.
Slam the fire door. Slam the fire door.
You slam it down. When you come down, Havana, you can move at about half speed. You're gashed down deep into your
Is
calf
there a way
muscle.
I like mark that on my sheet or?
Yes, but I wouldn't worry about it right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. But you're moving slow though. Like you got a busted drumstick now.
That's
Yep.
fair.
Oof.
I broke both my legs before. I'm familiar with getting around without either of them.
I get
Mhm.
in front of you and help lower you, which
Yeah.
is help as
Me
Angela
too.
slamming the door.
Yep. You make it down. You realize you are bleeding, and you know for a fact they can smell blood. But you all are in the original staircase where you heard the gunfire.
Up or
I mean,
down?
you're on the 6th floor. You can continue going up, or you can make your way back down.
Anjali, up or down?
Up, definitely up.
Okay.
Okay.
And then Vanna's got an arm around each of us, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, we
Mhm.
get under your arms.
Yeah,
You
you
all-
guys go first, and I'll be behind you with the gun trained behind us.
Okay, perfect. I've got the pistol in one hand as I'm helping
Really?
Vanna on one
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
I also have the bat. I can
Oh,
kind of use that
no.
as a cane.
Why
too.
is
Ooh,
BJ's
nice.
laughing?
I roll so fantastic as these infected.
Stop doing that.
You all hear boom, 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 boom. Right when you go up to the next level, you see a hulking, hideous thing that looks like a person that is swollen to almost popping. Like their flesh is like distended and gnarly. It might have been at one time about a 400-pound man that's now about a 600-pound man. He is even the face, like he looks bloated and distended. And looks like, and starts making his way up the stairs after you all.
Behind us?
Oh no!
Yeah, no, it came. You guys were departing the 6th floor and going up. It busts through the door that you closed on the 6th floor. Like it's coming from behind you and is like making its way up.
Oh, no.
I think we try and pick up speed. Anjali, are you going to shoot?
I'm gonna shoot.
Shoot. All right.
Option I got. He's too close for it. I suspect he might be too close for me to outrun him.
Yep. It's moving slow, but because of Havana's leg, you guys are moving slow too. Like under
Right.
different
You all
circumstances,
can just leave me. That's
you can
fine
huff it.
too.
I don't think that's
pull the pin on the grenade, right? You know, like I'll see you in hell,
Yeah.
chunky boy.
Yeah.
Nope. We don't leave any woman down.
Plus, it's midnight, so.
Mhm.
Yeah! Spot, listen. No, sorry. Pistol.
Firearms. Yep.
Firearms. Firearms is 34, and I rolled a 4, so that's 3 degrees of success.
3 degrees of success.
Get it.
Roll your damage. Let's see.
How many damage do I do on this?
Let's see. You're shooting with a 38?
Yep.
Blah, blah, blah.
I want to buy these dice for all of you.
Rightly so.
Yes,
Except
please
me.
do.
Take my dice away.
We will burn David.
I will give you 2.
2,
2 red. Yep.
which is really just 2d6. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's 3 and 1 explosion.
How many successes was that?
3 degrees of success.
So remember, since I realize this is late in the day, but Anjali and I are all pros, you can spend your successes for additional damage. So you got 1 to hit, and for each success, you could do 2 more. So you could get up to 6 damage.
But I need 5 degrees of success for a headshot, right?
Correct. To instantly kill it.
And I only have 1 more competency point. Okay, so then we'll just do 3 damage, yeah?
Okay.
3
Right,
damage.
so,
Okay, so that was
hang on. It is 2 damage by itself. Then for each additional success, another 1 damage.
So 4 dice.
Yes.
Okay, so what I had rolled on 2 dice so far, just to keep tally, was a 3 and an exploding. So this is going to be the exploding.
Okay.
Okay, so
that's
3 plus 6,
8.
that's 9.
That's 8 plus.
That's 9 plus 4, so that's 13, and then we have 2 more dice.
Okay, 13.
13 and 8, 21.
21. You blow a big chunk out of its head. It's like and starts to like stumble backwards, but does not completely drop.
Oh my God.
But it is
Go,
Grab the baseball bat from Vanna, and I want to use my bludgeoning.
Shit,
it is
down in front of me. Jesus Christ, you were brave.
It is I will say, Becca, that hand to hand, there's a good chance it's just gonna throw you off the railing. You have a gun
Use
also.
your fucking gun. Use your gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm way better with this baseball bat than
I mean,
the
you
gun.
are welcome to try and go get into hand to hand with it.
We're not supposed to melee with them.
Okay.
We're also not supposed to meta. So let Becca
Well-
play
No,
the
you
game
were
how
told.
she
No,
wants to.
in character, you were
Yeah,
told.
but a
don't-
failure's a failure, and B-Dave's not
Yeah.
going to note my distance given that if I fail, and I
Oh,
have
no,
a better
well, hold on.
chance.
Girl,
There
I
is-
think you.
there-
Oh.
Well, you know what? You live your life. You do what you want to do. Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Way
gonna
to do
say
it.
You are
I'm-
gutsy
I
tonight,
believe you.
Becca.
Yeah, it's true. Swing on it. Go for it.
I'm
Do it.
taking this baseball bat because I got anger.
I
And
mean, it's
just say no. Got it.
Yeah,
1 degree of success, just 1.
that's okay. That's
But wouldn't have been had it been a gun.
I'll give Becca an extra competence point.
you can use your other. So that's now 2 successes. Do you have any competency points left, Becca?
No, I used it
right.
to help Vanna's leg.
Okay, let me just make
You
sure.
helped my leg.
You know,
scratched, and we went.
I grabbed
Right. So
and I
Roll.
spreadsheeted earlier. Why did
You
I
did.
spreadsheet?
no, the spreadsheets were important. Trust me. Like it helped in a way that you might not know. All right. So roll 2 red dice, 2 damage.
The special faces. Oh no, that's a 1.
It's a 6. Yeah, if it's the special face, if you roll a 6, it explodes.
No, there's a 6. Okay.
Okay.
It was 2.
2 total damage.
Yeah.
You blink, crack it in the head,
But we
and
did 21 before that.
give me a dodge check, Becca.
Goodbye.
Ha-
That's 4
how-
degrees of failure.
Oh no.
Is anyone going to do anything? Is anyone capable of doing anything to try and offsetting her 4 degrees of failure?
Can I like jump in the way?
Can
Can I fall in the way? I'm not sure if I'm too good at jumping right now, but
No.
can I body block?
I will let you make a grapple check to see if you can physically intervene.
Oh my God. This is where we die.
I did have to drop the gun to grab that baseball bat with 2 hands.
Is it where we die? Because I just rolled a 3. So how
many?
Heck all the non-believers. Heck all the non-believers.
So how many successes is that?
You succeeded at jumping to take the hit in my place.
That is 3 successes. And I have my last competency point, and I'm gonna do it on that. So 4 successes.
Becca, you smash this thing in the head, and it goes stumbling backwards and grabs you by the face as it is about to topple over the stairwell to take you with it. As Havana jumps forward and tackles you, and it falls down at the bottom.
I feel like you're trying to rip my face off.
Yeah, no, you're all scratched up now. Like 4 across the top, and like it's like you're wearing war paint.
I'm never gonna get new headshots.
I would just like to say, I'd like to say, super lucky for you, you cleaned the infected blood off earlier. You all run as you continue running upwards. You get up on the 10th floor. You see people poke their heads over with shotguns, and they're like, "What? Hey, oh, get up here! Get up here! Come on!" Yeah, you see it. You do see Skag's face with a rifle, and he's all like, "You're scratched up, though, Missy."
I mean, let's clean it. It's just nails.
Well, and scratched up by Vanna.
And he looks down at your bleeding calf, and he's all like, "Y'all gonna swear on your mother's life right now that ain't no zombie bite, or I swear to God, I'll do what I gotta do."
Their fingernails, it's not a bite. We swear it's not a bite.
Not a bite, not a bite.
All of you.
But we do need to clean it.
All of you give me persuasion. See if you can convince him. Collectively, your persuasion.
I'm in a lot of pain.
0.
So...
Mm-hmm.
2 fail.
2 fail?
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, I got 100. Yeah.
Oh.
5 fail.
And I have
0.
Wait, right? Oh, wait. A 10 on the percentile and a 0. That's just 10.
No, a 10 and a 0.
Oh, okay, that's just 10.
Right?
No,
yeah.
10 and a 0 is 100. 0, 0, and 1 is 1.
Then what's 0, 0, 0? I thought that was 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both are.
The 10.
Oh, yes. No, you're right. That is actually, you're right. It is very late. I apologize. That is the best possible result, Havana. And I'm glad because he super fucking would have shot you. So he looks at all of you and he's like, all right. Come on, move.
I take out my acetone and dump it on my face and Vanna's leg.
It is awful. It is awful. And as you all get up there, you see the mayor comes forward along with Skaggs, and she hands each of you guys a couple of M16, literally military machine guns. And she's like, I don't know what's about to happen, but this is our last stand. Just point and click and go with God. And as you all look over the staircase, you see legions of zombies pouring up the stairs as everybody lines up and points their guns down, and she just says, fire! And that's a good place for us to stop.
Oh my God.
Oh, B-Dave, how could you?
Ladies,
Pray.
welcome to Outbreak Undead. It ain't no party, and it definitely ain't no ladies' party. It is death and destruction.
But it is a match for Cobra Killer.
That's right. Cobra Killer.
No, I want you to know there was very many places in there the death was absolutely imminent. And you guys did a really great job. The Spaghetti-O trick was genius. The climbing with the pontoons was genius. Body checking Becca so she didn't get pulled to her death was genius because you super would have.
Love you, baby. I love
You know what? That's two clutch plays. 2 clutch plays for Vanna. No, all of you were magnificent.
And I didn't risk the team at all.
No,
I
fine.
helped.
No,
there is a disadvantage thing called like manic. So I mean it's very much built into the system, like having reactions like that.
I realize when you play games like this, a lot of times it's not clear how things are affecting things. I very much weighted his reaction based on the fact that Trisha, you'd helped him out earlier, which is why he was even willing to show mercy. So literally everything each of you did saved your lives at one point or another, because this is a gnarly game. If the dice
really
say
is, the dice are mean.
Oh god, it's a brutal. It's such a brutal game.
No, believe me.
How'd you guys survive to season 2?
I don't know. No, here's the thing, and this is fun, and I realize we're over time, y'all. I apologize. Thank you for sticking with us. We're almost done here. What you don't know is for every hour or so you saw of Outbreak Undead, Anjali, we shot what, 3.5 hours?
Ooh.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
And most of it is Ivan being like, okay, Wraith, you get bitten. And we're like, wait, no, no, if I may, point of clarity, like it was like constantly, we're like, well, so I got a competence point and I'm gonna distract the infected, and we're all like,
we did learn the hard way. We did learn the hard way, not to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't seen We're a Live Frontier. We did learn the hard way how fast death can happen, even to someone you don't think, like of all the people to die, it's the last person you think is gonna happen. We did learn that the hard way at one of the highest moments that we had early in the first season, and that definitely brought like reality right to the front. But the way I think we survived is 2 things. 1, learning to narrate our own failure and not let Ivan do it. And 2, consistently supporting each other with our successes and our competency points, which you guys did right away. It took us a while to realize that was what we needed to do, that you don't hoard shit, you just have to band together. And some of the best dramatic moments in that whole series were when all of the other people at the table banded together to save one person.
Yeah, season 1's on YouTube, really and no, we had some pulse pounding moments. Season
so much in season 2 too, which I'm hoping will be out there.
Yeah, hopefully season 2 sees the light of day. Season 2 was even more bananas. But yes, no, I just want you to know that every single one of you could have died, and at least once death was imminent, and you guys covered each other and did a fantastic job. So,
well, I think the one thing we learned is that Ivan likes to torture his friends.
No, we knew that.
He's very open about that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he draws power from our tears. Yes.
The one thing I have noticed too about playing with Ivan and other DMs, Ivan is the one person who I see genuinely is trying not to kill you. It's just that the dice are coming that way. Like
he made this game.
He really tries. He really doesn't want anyone to have a bad time. He really
they fall how they fall.
Yeah. He's not like rooting for his own bad guys.
It's tough.
For us.
He wants you to die as long as you've all agreed on it ahead of time.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want you to not enjoy the process of
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's sweet. That's what friendship is.
Fair, though.
I will tell you again, not to spoil anything. At some point in the season, I won't tell you who or when, there is a very random, very unexpected death.
Oh God.
And I think that bothered Ivan more than anybody else.
Absolutely. Like it brings tears to my eyes now, not because of the story, but because of knowing how that affected Ivan and the other person. Because it was so, and it was literally like 4 consecutive tragic die rolls.
No, it was wild. But that being said, but you guys live today, and you'll live.
Sure, well, we didn't until the end.
B-Dave, you're amazing. Thank you so much for us.
Thank you, B-Dave.
Well, no, thank you all for playing. You were magnificent. Let me tell you a couple things. This module, A Building Under One Roof, is available for free. It's on the Hunters Entertainment website, Outbreak Undead. If you go down to free content, the free content you can get is this module. If you think you're going to play it, earmuffs for a second. If you're going to run it, it's fine. So pending how this is all shaken out, what was happening here was the cruise ship was infected. And when they arrived, the infected zombies held up in the old military building. They're all in the Buckner building.
Shit.
So they would just keep coming in waves until you went through. And I won't tell you what's waiting for you on the other side. So there is something still joyful should you play this adventure. But
Zombie
you kind of
shark.
got to go. You kind of got to go to the source and uproot the problem. Otherwise, more or less, the never-ending waves of infected come every night until everybody's dead. So there you go.
That's actually really.
Mm-hmm. Oh, link to the modules in the chat. I was just told from our production overlords. Link to the modules in the chat. Yeah, I interrupted somebody there. Sorry. What?
That's also a really great place to shout out the actual original podcast. We're Alive.
Yep.
Because there is a very similar section where someone goes to the source to stage a rescue, and it's brutal and awful.
Yep.
You find out exactly what the source of these infected looks like.
Yep. Casey Whalen, We're Alive. Yep.
But yeah, check it out. The podcast is phenomenal. It's so good.
Yep. Absolutely. So let's give it one last time, especially for everybody that hung in here with us all the way. I'll go reverse course this time. I'll start with Havana this time. Who you are, where everybody can find you.
Hi, yeah, I'm Vanna. You can find me streaming 5 days a week over at twitch.tv/Vanna, on the socials at Havanarama, Havanarama, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. PST over at twitch.tv/Saving Throw, doing some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons with Pirates of Salt Bay, doing pirate stuff. And that's me. Yar.
Mm-hmm. Anjali.
You can find me on the socials at Sweet Anj with 3 E's, SWEEETANJ. You can see my movie, The Bellman, which is currently out on iTunes. It is ridiculously stupid comedy. So if anyone is needing something that makes absolutely no sense and is ridiculously stupid funny, go there, a la like old school Animal House type kind of thing. And then keep an eye out for my character to maybe show up again on NBC's Blind Spot. Maybe.
Nice.
Ooh, a
She may or
teaser.
may,
We love
may
it.
or may
We
not
love
be
it.
showing up.
Maybe.
Really can neither confirm nor deny the allegations. And please check out I Am Fun Size on YouTube, which is also my YouTube, Sweet Anj, which is a series that I created specifically to help people through troubled times and through challenges in their life. Right now, especially while we're under quarantine, the episode on thoughts on loneliness, how the fuck do I love myself, and information overload. Those 3 episodes I feel like are things that people might actually find useful. So
Awesome.
There you go. Trisha.
Okay.
You can find me on the socials at that girl Trish with no I in the girl. So it's just that GRL Trish. Or on Twitch streaming 4 days a week, twitch.tv/Trisha Hirschberger, or on YouTube, the same thing, /Trisha Hirschberger. Thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you very much, because it's late. It's very late on the East Coast. It's late here, so super late for y'all. Last but not least, Becca Scott.
I'm the Becca Scott. That's it. Defund the police, be writing to your council people to do so, and to your mayor. And thank you guys for this wonderful distraction from a wild, wild world. But things are actually happening, and people are actually listening who have never listened before. So that's really cool. And thanks to all of you for hanging out with us and watching us, run from zombies.
Yes. Also, thank you to JB who ran this behind the scenes from Hunters
You're
Entertainment.
the best.
He couldn't have done it without him. Also, his color commentary in chat the entire time was priceless. Over here. B. Dave Walters, I say words about things. You can find me somewhere literally 7 days a week at B. Dave Walters on Twitter. My DMs are open. If you'd like to play games with me, I'm not currently running Outbreak Undead, but if people wanted me, I would. Patreon.com/B. Dave Walters. We do World of Darkness, Vampire, Werewolf, Wraith Mage, Changeling. We do Dungeons and Dragons. We do Battle Lords of the 23rd Century. We just have a good time. So yeah, hit me up. Also, again, to echo what everyone is saying, it is a crazy time. Remember to take care of yourself. Remember to speak the truth. Do not be bullied into silence, but even worse than silence, do not give way to apathy and exhaustion. I know it's tiring. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And remember, the real battle is in November. Don't let anyone set it out. Clear the bench. Everyone has to register. Everyone has to vote. They are going to fucking cheat. Our only hope is overwhelming, titanic victory. And then maybe we'll still have a country next year. And because when a zombie apocalypse starts seeming like a not so bad.
A nice alternative.
Yeah, because at least zombies have a solution. But that being said, we also have a solution, and that solution is you. So thank you for tuning in. There's still more stuff going tomorrow, right? For the hunter, this is still going on? Are we? One more game tomorrow. I don't know if you can hear our production overlord. It's 6 o'clock tomorrow.
Brooms.
Kids on Brooms, 6 o'clock. Stick around. So, and also Hunters Entertainment has a Kickstarter going right now for a solo game that you can play by yourself. So visit them on the social so you can find it all. What's the name of the game? So I can make sure I say it. Alice is Missing, which funded in an hour.
Sorry, I gotta shout out my YouTube channel, Good Time Society. Good Time Society. We made a video for Alice is Missing, and it was really fun to do. It's a completely silent RPG. You just do it by texting, so it's really
cool.
That's cool.
565%
We'd love to see
it.
Yeah, no,
it had nothing to do with me. It was wonderfully put together.
I'm always amazed by the generosity of this community. My Kickstarter for my graphic novel Electropunk funded, Tess Fowler's GoFundMe funded, titanic amounts of money being raised for the Bail Project. So thank you all for voting with your wallet and for supporting independent creators and people that are in need. So with that being said, I think that is it. Congratulations on surviving. It was by no means a foregone conclusion. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you all.
Bye.
Red Teeth save the